Chapter 2880. Qin Yin now wants to strengthen the Divine Universe Golden Tendons, so he must use Divine King Heavenly Seal to consume Divine Universe Golden Stones. After strengthening all the Divine Universe Golden Tendons, he can step into second-level Divine Space Realm. This is not too long for him. He just needs Divine Universe Golden Stones. Imperial Heaven Sect's Golden Stone Department has a lot of Divine Universe Golden Stones. All right, I will make an exception for you. Just this once, you should know that even I don't have the authority to interfere with Golden Stone Department. Yu Yuan thought about it and agreed to Qin Yun's request, mainly because Qin Yun's performance in the exchange battle was very good. He turned the tide and allowed Outer Sect to win. This made Yu Yuan and the others feel proud and elated. Adding a genius like Qin Yun, if he becomes stronger, it will only be good for their Imperial Heaven Sect. Sectmaster, thank you. When can I go get Divine Universe Golden Stones? Qin Yun said with smile. Are you in a hurry? It's the middle of the night. If you are in a hurry, I will take you there. Yu Yuan patted Qin Yun's shoulder and said with smile. Little Qin, I came to find you so late because I have something else to discuss. Qin Yun knew that Yu Yuan must have something to discuss with him in the middle of the night. What is it? Qin Yun said and walked out of the hall. He is in a hurry to go to Golden Stone Department to get Divine Universe Golden Stones. During the exchange battle, the healing talisman you used was very effective. How did you make it? I heard Elder Yu Guang and the others say that there's a large amount of white Divine Sun power inside. Yu Yuan said, Imperial Heaven Sect also has healing talismans, but they are very precious. Qin Yun's talisman is also very expensive. They mainly use medicinal pills to heal. It is made by pouring in a large amount of white Divine Sun power together with Divine Universe Golden Stone. White Divine Sun power fuses with Divine Universe Golden Stone to obtain special Divine Universe power. Combined with White Divine Sun totem inside, it can produce very strong regenerative power. Qin Yun said, took out a White Sun Divine Talisman and handed it over to Yu Yuan. He knows that business is coming. Not bad. It is useful for second or third level Divine Universe realm. Yu Yuan looked at it and repeatedly nodded. How much do you plan to sell this talisman? I don't have much, and the difficulty of making it is not low. During the exchange battle, the injured disciples were all from our sect, so I took it out to help everyone recover faster. Qin Yun said with a difficult expression, Sect Master, if you want a large amount, then I will have to spend a lot of energy. Did you make this kind of talisman? Yu Yuan asked in surprise. Where did you get so much divine white sun power from? I have a friend who has a white divine sun in her body. She will pour her white divine sun power into the power-storing pearl and give it to me so that I can make a white sun divine talisman. Yang Yu Yuan Yin, white talismans can increase the talisman. Sectmaster, this kind of talisman has an advantage. It can be used repeatedly. Furthermore, the white divine sun totem carved into the talisman can absorb the power of the myriad realms divine sun and quickly transform it into white divine sun divine space power. Qin Yun said again, if you don't believe me, you can give it a try. 500,000 Divine Universe Golden Stone for one. Are you selling? Yu Yuan directly asked. 1 million. Qin Yun said with smile. But I don't have many. I wonder how many Sectmaster want. After some haggling, Yu Yuan finally agreed to buy White Sun Divine Talisman for 1 million. 1 million it is, I want 2,000, total price is 2 billion. Yu Yuan said, when can you deliver the goods? I will do it as soon as possible. Qin Yun said with smile. This kind of talisman is very easy to make. As long as you get talisman paper, draw out Divine Sun power from White Divine Sun inside the 9 Sun Divine Soul. Then use Divine King Heavenly Seal to seal the talisman paper. All right, I will take you to the Golden Stone shop. Yu Yuan naturally knows that White Sun Divine Talisman is very useful, especially for healing injuries. Even if an arm is severed, as long as it is placed on the severed arm, it can quickly regrow. To him, 1 million is very worth it. Sectmaster, does the Heaven Opening Ancient Clan have a large amount of Divine Universe Golden Stone? Qin Yun asked curiously. Of course. As for why we have so many divine universe golden stone, that is a secret I won't tell you, Yu Yuan said with smile. Not only divine universe golden stone, we also have a large amount of space-returning divine pills. As long as you work hard, you will definitely have pills. Qin Yun said with frown. Sect Master, we won this time. Are we going to be rewarded with space-returning divine pills? Elder Yuguan will give it to you. If he doesn't give it to you, it means he is embezzling it. Yu Yuan said with mischievous smile. Qin Yun never asked Yu Guang for it. Not long after, Qin Yun arrived at the Golden Stone Shop's basement with Yu Yuan. This Golden Stone Shop's manager is an elder of the Yu ancient clan. When he saw Qin Yun, his face became very black because he lost a lot. This unlucky brat, he caused me to lose miserably. Manager's face is filled with bitterness as he asked, how many divine universe golden stone do you want? Qin Yun took out the Imperial Heaven Sect's gold card and said, 47 billion. Hearing Qin Yun's words, both manager and Yu Yuan are dumbstruck. Brat, how can your gold card have so many divine universe golden stone? Didn't you win 30 billion? How can there be more than 10 billion? Yu Yuan is quite clear about Qin Yun's wealth. He did some calculations before. Yao Yao gave it to me. She was the one who did her utmost to beg me to participate in the exchange battle. She even said that as long as I win, she will give me 10 billion divine universe golden stone. Qin Yun said with beaming smile, is this allowed? Those are all our divine universe golden stone. Manager said with a pained expression. They all gambled a lot, but in the end, only a few people pocketed it. It was this Golden Stone Shop that opened the bet. If you win, you have to pay a certain fee to the Golden Stone Shop. But because Qin Yun is a participant, he is exempted from the handling fee. Little Qin, can your storage magic tool hold so many divine universe golden stone? If you can't, you can leave it with me. I promise I won't swallow you. Yu Yuan asked. Qin Yun said with smile, don't talk about tens of billions of divine universe golden stone. Even hundreds of billions is not a problem. When Yu Yuan came, he told the manager that he wants to withdraw a large amount of divine universe golden stone. This manager and Yu Yuan's friendship is not bad, so he agreed to Yu Yuan's request. Qin Yun followed them to a very large warehouse. The divine universe golden stone inside is like a sea of sand. After entering, Qin Yun discovered that this warehouse should be inside a very large storage divine tool. This kind of storage divine tool with a large space is very expensive. Using this kind of method to store divine universe golden stone is better than Ling family's basement. If they encounter any unexpected situation, they only need to put away this storage divine tool and run away. It is very difficult to sneak into a storage divine tool like this. It will definitely be discovered. Qin Yun wants to withdraw 470 divine universe golden stone. In order to make it a round number, he asked Yu Yuan to borrow 3 billion. This way, he has 50 billion. Chapter 2881. After Qin Yun obtained several billion divine universe golden stones, he left in a hurry. He said that he wants to go back and continue recuperating. His arm has indeed not fully recovered. After returning to Imperial Heaven Sect's residential area, Qin Yun began recuperating in his room. Ling Yun also came out of the Nine Sun Divine Soul and chatted with Qin Yun. Many of the tasks inside the Nine Sun Divine Soul are done by her. Most of them are done automatically. She just looks around and is not very tired. Qin Yun discovered that Ling Yun's divine cosmos power has increased very quickly. It is already more than 500. After asking, he found out that her cultivation method is very special because she is the spirit of Nether Sunday. Now that she has a Nether Sun inside her body, she often enters those divine suns to obtain divine cosmos power to cultivate. Qin Yun and Ling Yun affectionately kissed for a while. After daybreak, Ling Yun returned to the Nine Sun Divine Soul. She also told Qin Yun that elegant smoke has accumulated quite a lot. Qin Yun used to earn several 100 million divine universe golden stones by selling a batch of elegant smoke. But now it is not possible because the production of elegant smoke has decreased by a lot. The main reason is because growing medicinal ingredients is very slow. Previously, Zi, Qingsheng, and Shui Tianzi were here. They used their own divine power to make the tobacco grow faster. Now only Ling Yun, is here, and Qin Yun is using White Divine Sun Totem to hasten the growth. He still needs some time to familiarize himself with it. Heaven Opening Ancient Clan has a lot of Divine Universe Golden Stones. I wonder how they got them. Qin Yun wants to know very well, so he contacted Yu Yao Yao. She also doesn't know. Then he contacted Xiao Yume and Xiao Yuelon. They only said that they will try their best to find out. Qin Yun has been recuperating for 3 days, and his arm injury has already healed. However, the other members of Ling Tian and Imperial Heaven Battle Team have not completely recovered. However, it is not a big problem and won't affect them in the future. In these 3 days, Yu Yuan contacted Qin Yun several times, urging him to quickly hand over the White Sun Divine Talismans or return the Divine Universe Golden Stones. Qin Yun is very helpless. It has only been a few days, and Yu Yuan is already very anxious. He only promised to quickly return it. Qin Yun borrowed Yu Yuan's Divine Universe Golden Stones and planned to use the White Sun Divine Talismans to repay the debt. After taking care of those injured disciples, Yu Yuan gave Qin Yun 100 great cosmic divine pills. If sold, they would be worth at least 7 to 8 billion. These 100 great universal divine pills were a reward from the ancient Yu clan and the Imperial Sky sect. Every member of both teams had one. Since Qin Yun was the team leader and his performance was not bad, Imperial Light gave him an additional 20 pills. Imperial Light had previously given Qin Yun such pills. Qin Yun now had 130 great cosmic divine pills. After Qin Yun obtained the great cosmic divine pills, he immediately contacted Grand Elder Ling. He planned to sell them from him and see how much he could sell them for. 130 pills? I'll take all 10 billion. Grand Elder Ling was also rich and overbearing, so he directly accepted it. Elder Ling, has your Ling family recently struck it rich? Qin Yun said with a smile. Why are you so extravagant? Our Ling family's foundation is very solid. Don't underestimate us. Grand Elder Ling was also very happy when he found out about the performance of Ling Taiyun and the other Ling family disciples. He secretly rewarded the Ling Tian battle team with a lot of Divine Universe metal stones. Qin Yun suddenly recalled that there was a very large piece of Divine Universe amethyst beneath the Ling Manor. It was even better than Divine Universe Goldstone, so it was hard to estimate its value. Qin Yun's Zhang Ling clan's metal stone line gold card suddenly had an additional 10 billion. Before he could send the great cosmic divine pills over, the Divine Universe metal stone had already transferred them over. During this period of time, Ming Yongtian helped Qin Yun obtain a lot of Divine Universe metal stone. Therefore, Qin Yun's Ling clan gold card would increase Divine Universe gold stones every day. Now, it added up to nearly 30 billion. Qin Yun went to the Ling Manor and sent the great cosmic divine pills over. Then he contacted Ming Yongtian. He wanted to ask him how he earned so many Divine Universe metal stone. After asking, he found out that Ming Yongtian had talked to many shop owners. He said that he would set up a shop called Yongtian Building. He would mainly sell light tobacco, but he wouldn't expand his business. He would only be responsible for selling the goods. Other people could get the goods from him. If they paid in advance, they would be the first to get the goods. Ming Yongtian received several billion in advance because Qin Yun told him that he urgently needed Divine Universe metal stone and asked him to think of a way. What surprised Qin Yun was that Ming Yongtian joined the Heavenly Moon sect. It was Ming Yunyue who pulled him in. Brother Ming, I am at the Ling Manor. Come over. Qin Yun recalled that the Bright Moon disciples were born because of the Moon Bloodline Heavenly Rune. This meant that some of them had Bloodline Heavenly Rune. After Ming Yongtian came to the Ling Manor and met with Qin Yun told him about the Bloodline Heavenly Rune. Ming Yongtian smiled and said, Boss Qin, if you help me awaken the Bloodline Heavenly Rune, I can help you earn even more in the future. With my identity as a disciple with Bloodline Heavenly Rune, I will definitely prosper in the Heavenly Moon sect. In the secret room, Qin Yun helped Ming Yongtian awaken the bloodline heavenly rune in his body. It was the third-generation bloodline heavenly rune. Ming Yongtian was overjoyed because if he had the third-generation bloodline heavenly rune, his treatment in the Imperial Sky Sect would suddenly increase by a lot. Brother Ming, I can help a small portion of the Heaven Opening Clan awaken bloodline heavenly rune. Awaken a youth with the third-generation bloodline heavenly rune and introduce him to the Imperial Sky Sect. I can get 500 million and 300 million for the second-generation bloodline heavenly rune. Qin Yun told Ming Yongtian about this path and asked him to help him think about how to use it in the future. Boss, 500 million might be too little. Those who have the third-generation bloodline heavenly rune will have a higher upper limit of divine cosmos force. Moreover, it will be easier to refine the divine cosmos golden tendons. In short, cultivating in the divine cosmos realm will yield twice the result with half the effort. Ming Yongtian now has a great understanding of the divine cosmos realm. But I have to keep this matter a secret. I can't let anyone know that I used the God King heavenly seal. Moreover, I have to test it first to know whether or not it can help awaken the bloodline. This means that I have to test it on many people. Qin Yun also trusts the Ling family. That's why he tried it on them. I know that boss is afraid that someone will set their eyes on the God King heavenly seal, but the Heaven Opening Clan doesn't really care about your God King heavenly seal and bloodline heavenly rune. The outer verse is what they care about the most. Ming Yongtian said. Qin Yun nodded. He can indeed feel it. Your relationship with the Divine Moon Clan is very good. The Divine Moon Clan and even the entire Divine Moon Alliance are now under the Heavenly Moon Sect. The Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan has the backing of the Divine Moon Alliance. That Granny Taiwe is very strong. She is very trustworthy. Ming Yongtian said, there is no harm in discussing it with Granny Taiwe through the Divine Moon Clan's Emperor. I can indeed test it on a large number of Divine Moon Clan women and see if any of them have bloodline heavenly rune. Qin Yun also had this idea before, but because he wanted to participate in the exchange battle, he didn't discuss this matter with Yu Shangyun. You can lower the price. After you help them awaken their bloodline heavenly rune, you can have Granny Taiwe pay you divine cosmos golden stones. According to the information I have, these Heaven Opening Clan elders who return from the outer verse have a lot of divine cosmos golden stones. Ming Yongtian said with mischievous smile. Chapter 2882. Qin Yun was persuaded by Ming Yongtian. If he could obtain a large number of divine universe golden stones and become stronger, even if the matter of him using the godly king heavenly seal to awaken his bloodline was exposed, he would not need to worry about being in trouble. The Heavenly Moon Sect and the Imperial Sky Sect can cooperate. Ming Yongtian smiled. If you really lack divine universe metal stones, you can talk to the ancient Shao clan, the ancient Qin clan, or even the ancient Long clan. They don't lack divine universe metal stones, but they lack talent. Qin Yun was more familiar with the ancient Yu clan. As for the ancient Heavenly Moon clan and the ancient Shao clan, he needed Shao Yuelon and Yu Shangyun's help. There was also the Dragon clan. Qin Yun knew Long Shu and the Sun Dragon clan, so it should be possible. The next evolution of the Godly King Heavenly Seal required 100 billion Divine Universe Golden Rocks. And if Qin Yun wanted to strengthen all the Divine Universe Golden Tendons, he would need more than 100 billion. Ming Yongtian took the batch of elegant smoke that Qin Yun gave him and returned to the Heavenly Moon Gate to report. Qin Yun contacted Ming Yue and asked her to take care of Ming Yongtian. At the same time, he learned that Ming Yongtian is the same as Imperial Yao Yao. She's being nurtured as a priority. The main reason is that she has a third-generation bloodline heavenly rune. She can help others evolve. Qin Yun remembered that Bai Su Xin also had a third-generation bloodline heavenly pattern. Furthermore, she had fused with Long Shu's bloodline heavenly pattern. In that case, Long Shu's status in the Dragon Sect must be very high. Not to mention them, even Ling Taiyun and the other members of the Ling Tian battle team had their status raised by a large margin. This was because Yi Yuan and the other elders were planning to use Ling Taiyun and the others' third-generation bloodline heavenly patterns to evolve their second-generation bloodline heavenly patterns. This matter was also told to Qin Yun by Ling Taiyun. After Qin Yun took out 20 billion Divine Universe Gold Stones from the Ling residence, adding the amount he took out from the Imperial Heaven Gate, he had 70 billion. He hurriedly returned to the Imperial Heaven Gate and began to strengthen the Divine Universe Golden Tendons. These 70 billion would soon be used up by him. At that time, he would have to think of a way to obtain more Divine Universe Gold Stones. Although Grand Prime had not said anything, Qin Yun had always suspected that a portion of the Divine Universe Gold Stones had been embezzled by Grand Prime after they entered the Godly King Heavenly Seal. He didn't say anything, because Taisher had always been helping him. He might need the Divine Universe Gold Stone to do other things. Old Brother Taisher, after I finish strengthening the Divine Universe Golden Tendons, will I be able to step into the second tier of the Divine Universe realm? What will I need to cultivate when the time comes? Qin Yun was in a secret chamber. He took out the Godly King Heavenly Seal and was transferring the Divine Universe Gold Stones inside. When the time comes, I will naturally guide you in your cultivation. In short, follow my method, and you will definitely become stronger and stronger. Taisher replied, after you enter the second level of the Divine Space Realm, you can go to the Nine Suns Sacred Land and look for the miracle brought about by the appearance of the sixth Divine Sun. The miracle is in the Nine Suns Sacred Ground? Qin Yun exclaimed. You should know that there are a large number of Divine Universe Gold Stones in the Divine Desolate Heavens. A lot of them have been dug out in a short period of time. However, the Nine Suns Sacred Ground occupies a large area of the Divine Desolate Heavens. Taisher said, the Nine Suns Sacred Ground has more treasures than the Divine Wilderness, including Divine Universe Goldstone? Qin Yun was alarmed. Of course, I'm guessing that there should be a group of mountains formed from Divine Universe metal stones in the Nine Suns Sacred Ground. In other words, it is possible that every mountain in the mountain range is formed from Divine Universe Goldstone. Now you know why the heaven-opening ancient race is risking their lives to enter, right? Taisher's voice seems to have a bit of emotion. Qin Yun previously wanted to know why the heaven-opening ancient race had so many Divine Universe Goldstones. So it turns out they were all taken out from the Nine Sun Sacred Ground. And he also thought that if the Nine Suns Sacred Ground's foreign life forms were stronger, wouldn't they? The materials from the foreign life forms could be used to refine tools. It is very likely that they were refined from living in an environment with too many Divine Universe Goldstones. Therefore, you must quickly grow up in the early stages and build a solid foundation. Your Divine Universe Golden Tendons must become even stronger. Only then can your body not be destroyed. Taisher said again. Qin Yun recalled his battle with Yuming. If he didn't have the Divine Universe Golden Tendons, his arm would definitely have been separated from his body. Even his entire arm would have been destroyed. Then what is inside the miracle? Qin Yun became even more curious, because he felt that it was something that Taisher cared a lot about. The cultivation method of the Myriad Realms Divine Sun. The cultivation of these 9 Myriad Realms Divine Sun is very rare, and in the future, they might even be able to dominate the entire universe. Me and the other bloodline Heavenly Rune boxes also cultivated from super large Divine Sun back then, but our cultivation method is very backward. Qin Yun said in shock, Old Brother Taisher, you want to cultivate? Then what will you become in the end? The main reason why I let you obtain the cultivation method of the Myriad Realms Divine Sun is to let you cultivate the Divine Sun within the 9 Sun Divine Spirit and cultivate your own Divine Sun. Taisher said, All right, then I will start strengthening the Divine Universe Golden Tendons now. Qin Yun lied down on the bed and used the Divine King Heavenly Seal to press on his heart. He began consuming Divine Universe Goldstones to refine the Divine Universe Golden Tendons in his body. This way, he can simultaneously expand and strengthen the rest of his body and increase the upper limit of the Divine Universe power. The Imperial Heaven Sects exchange battle caused a great reaction among the other heaven-opening sects. The other heaven-opening sects all held their own exchange battles one after another. Their sects are divided into inner and outer sect. The inner sect is formed by the disciples of the heaven-opening ancient clan, and the outer sect is formed by those who joined later. When Qin Yun was strengthening the divine universe golden tendons, Xiao Yuelon contacted him and asked if he would like to watch the Xiao heavenly sects exchange battle. Qin Yun said that he is cultivating, so he did not go. However, Imperial Yao Yao went to watch. Imperial Yao Yao originally wanted to pull Qin Yun along, but after knowing that Qin Yun is cultivating, she did not say anything. Both Imperial Yao Yao and Imperial Guang called Qin Yun. They also called Ling Tian Battle Team and Imperial Heaven Battle Team. The two battle teams from the inner sect will also go watch. It is worth mentioning that the undefeated battle team and the invincible battle team have already changed their names. After all, they lost miserably. Xiao Wufeng also went to watch. He is already a member of the Tianqin Outer Sect's first-line battle team. He told Qin Yun this, and also asked if Qin Yun would like to go to the Xiao Heavenly Sect to watch. What surprised Qin Yun the most is that Ming Yongtian actually became a first-line member of the Heavenly Moon Outer Sect battle team. He asked Qin Yun to go to the Xiao Heavenly Sect long ago. Ming Yongtian is from the Heavenly Moon Sect. Their exchange battle has not started yet, so they all went to the Xiao Heavenly Sect to watch the show. Xiao Yuelon and Xiao Yueme are now second-level Divine Space Realm, so they cannot participate in the battle. They somewhat regret breaking through too early, otherwise they would also be able to participate. I took out 70 billion Divine Universe Golden Stones and used them all to strengthen the Divine Universe Golden Tendons. I can strengthen 70 Divine Universe Golden Tendons. Strengthening one Divine Universe Golden Tendons can increase the upper limit of Divine Universe power by 3 points. In total, I can increase the upper limit of Divine Universe power by 210 points. At that time, his upper limit of Divine Universe power will reach more than 700 points. A first-level Divine Space Realm cultivator will definitely be beaten up by him. Even if he faces a weaker second-level Divine Space Realm cultivator, he can still defeat them. Furthermore, he can use the Divine King Heavenly Seal to quickly recover Divine Universe power. This is very terrifying. Chapter 2883. Qin Yun learned from Yuan that both the Lingtian battle team and the original Invincible battle team were preparing to break through to the second level of the Divine Space Realm. Yuan even asked Qin Yun when he would break through and said that if he did, he would get 20 great cosmic divine pills as a reward. And as Qin Yun's mentor, Elder Yuang would also give Qin Yun a reward. Stepping into the second level of the Divine Space Realm meant entering the Nine Sun Sacred Ground. With 2 nuclei inside the Divine Space Force Particle, the strength of the Divine Space power was enough to kill some of the weaker outer space creatures. Of course, Qin Yun wanted to break through quickly, but he still needed to strengthen all the Divine Space Golden Tendons. That was the best way to break through. It could be said that he wanted to enter the Nine Sun Sacred Ground more than anyone else because there was the miracle that Taisher was looking for, which was the cultivation method of the Myriad Realms Divine. Sunday Qin Yun's 9 Sun Divine Spirit had divine suns, but if he wanted them to grow quickly, he needed the cultivation method. The number of divine suns in his 9 Sun Divine Spirit is not enough. It is not enough for 9, and there are still 2 pearls that have not been opened. He had to open all the pearls to make 9 divine suns. The exchange battles of the various heaven-splitting sects were only internal exchanges. These heaven-splitting sects did not hold a joint exchange battle. This made Qin Yun very disappointed. Qin Yun had thought that he could exchange pointers with the geniuses of the first level of the Divine Space Realm from other sects so that he could gain wealth from it. He had asked Yuan why the other heaven-splitting sects did not exchange pointers, and Yuan had replied proudly that the other heaven-splitting sects thought that they could not beat the Imperial Sky Gate. Yuan had also said that there would be opportunities for the disciples of the various heaven-splitting sects to exchange pointers in the future, but they would mainly be at the second or third level of the Divine Space Realm. Qin Yun cultivated in seclusion for 3 days. He took out 70 billion divine space golden stones and stuffed them all into the divine king heavenly seal for cultivation, which was used up in 3 days. His current upper limit of divine space power was 713, and he had strengthened a total of 71 divine space golden tendons. He still needed to strengthen 37 more before he could completely strengthen all the divine space golden tendons, and then he would be able to break through. That would require 37 billion divine space golden stones. Qin took out the Ling Clan Metal Stone Store's gold card, which had more than 8 billion divine space golden stones on it for emergencies. I'm about to master the 1-star Imperial Talisman. Taisher suddenly told Qin. Is that so? There are a total of 10 Yu Clan Heavenly Talismans in the booklet that Senior Xiao Qihong gave me. Will he only give me the 2-star Yu Clan Heavenly Talisman after I master all of them? Or do I only need to learn one of them? Qin suddenly felt excited. If the Grand Prime grasped the Imperial Transfer Heavenly Talisman and could easily produce it with the Godly King Heavenly Seal, he would be able to earn Divine Universe Gold Stones by selling the Imperial Heavenly Talisman. I will master it all. When the time comes, I will be able to teach you very quickly. Taisher said, the Yu Heavenly Talisman is extremely useful. It should be able to sell for a good price, but it will consume a lot of Divine Universe Golden Stone as the foundation to make it. Qin took out a large stack of talisman papers and began stamping them frantically. He used the Godly King Heavenly Seal to make white Yang Divine Talismans. Yu Yuan has already returned from the Desolate Heaven sect. When he urged Qin to hand over the goods, he proudly told Qin that Desolate Heaven sect's inner and outer sect are weak chickens. They are far inferior to Imperial Heaven sect. Qin is not at the scene, but he learned from Ling Taiyin, Lei Li Hui, Imperial Demon Yao, and Xiao Yuelon that this is indeed the case. Qin very quickly made 3,000 white Yang Divine Talismans and handed them over. Otherwise, Yu Yuan would be chasing him all day long. Soon after, Qin went to find Yu Guang to exchange Burst Universe Divine Technique with him and learn even more from him. Yu Guang is about to enter 9 Sun Holy Land again. This time he will be gone for more than 10 days, and he will be bringing new 2nd-level Divine Universe Realm disciples. Ling Tian and Imperial Heaven Battle Team members have already broken through and entered 2nd-level Divine Universe Realm. There is also Yu Ming's Youth Battle Team. They have also broken through to 2nd-level Divine Universe Realm. This time, inner and outer sect disciples formed a large group. They followed a few elders and Yu ancient clan elders to enter 9 Sun Holy Land. Qin also learned that after they broke through, their upper limit of Divine Universe power increased by a lot. Imperial Heaven Battle Team members now have at least 700 to 800 Divine Universe power upper limit. Ling Tian Battle Team and Yu Ming's group have around 800 to 900 Divine Universe power. Some even reached 1,000. Qin is secretly envious. Now he wants to obtain Divine Universe Golden Stone and strengthen all his Divine Universe Golden Tendons. So long as he breaks through, he can go to 9 Sun Holy Land with everyone. I should contact Grandpa Mietian and see what's the situation on his side. Qin contacted Yun Long and asked about their recent situation. However, he is unable to contact Yun Long, including the few big shots of Imperial Heaven Pawn Shop. They have all lost contact. Imperial Heaven Pawn Shop is inside a very small heavenly universe Divine Sunday. That heavenly universe Divine Sun has long been targeted by Law Enforcement Realm and Heavenly Court. Qin previously warned Yun Long and others to be careful and guard against Law Enforcement Realm and Heavenly Court. Now that they suddenly can't contact them, it is very likely that they have encountered a situation. Qin took out the soul-chasing talisman to lock onto Yun Long and others' location. Then he took out a teleportation pearl. Many people from Heavenly Court and Law Enforcement Realm have joined Heaven's splitting sect. After they become stronger, Imperial Heaven Pawn Shop will indeed find it difficult to resist them. Qin did not call anyone else. If it is only Law Enforcement Realm and Heavenly Court, he can handle it himself. Even if he meets Great Divine King, he is not afraid. Imperial Heaven Pawnshop is in heaven's God desolate, not in the deep space of the universe. Qin Yun quickly locked onto the location of the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop. During this period of time, because of the appearance of the heaven-splitting sect, the heaven's God desolate had become much more peaceful. The reason why the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop came to the heaven's God desolate was to absorb the divine power of the myriad realms' divine sun, because Yun Long and the others also needed to cultivate. Great Divine King, these guys, I didn't go find trouble with you, but you actually took the initiative to find trouble. Don't think that just because you join a heaven-splitting sect, Qin Yun, don't dare to provoke you. Qin Yun had never been afraid of them. Now that he had lost contact with the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop, he realized that the law enforcement realm and heavenly court had to be eliminated. Otherwise, they would cause trouble every 2 or 3 days. It is extremely likely that the Heavenly Rules sect is in the Heaven Secrets sect. I have to capture the law enforcement realm king and interrogate him. He activated the teleportation pearl and teleported. The teleportation pearl and the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop had a spatial connection. As the heaven's God desolate became stronger and stronger, the spatial wall would also become stronger and stronger. With the help of the Little Queen Ant's divine power, Qin Yun did not need to consume anything. Of course, the Divine King Heavenly Seal could also help him travel through space, but it required a lot of Divine Universe metal stones. Very quickly, Qin Yun arrived near the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop. The blue heavenly divine sun emitted an intense multicolored light as it landed in a desolate desert. This area was the border of the heavens God desolate. From here, one could even see the dark void at the border. In this kind of place, even if the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop was destroyed, the commotion would not reach the vicinity of the Nine Sun Sacred Land. Chapter 2884. Qin Yun did not directly go over. He carefully observed from afar. The Imperial Heaven Pawnshop was a small-scale heavenly universe divine Sunday. Its energy was still very strong, and it would also become stronger under the influence of the myriad realms divine Sunday. Right now, this small heavenly universe divine sun was unable to communicate with the outside world. It was obvious that it had been sealed by a powerful force. Qin Yun could not see anything from afar, so he could only approach invisibly. Although the heavenly universe divine sun was small, when it landed on the ground, it was extremely huge. It was like a huge sky blue pearl. Even though Qin Yun was very far away from this small heavenly universe divine sun, he still felt that he was like a grain of sand compared to this colossus. However, such a big thing was sealed. Did the law enforcement realm and the heavenly court do it? In that case, the great divine lord is behind them? If it's just the great divine lord and the others, can they really seal this heavenly universe divine sun? Qin Yun took out the divine mirror of primal beginning and shone it at the huge heavenly universe divine sun in front of him. He asked Taisher to help him see if there was any powerful seal. After a while, Taisher's voice entered Qin Yun's mind. There's a very strong seal. I haven't seen through it yet. It's extremely likely that it's a secret technique grasped by the heaven-splitting ancient clan. The great divine lord seems to have joined the young ancient clan sect. This young ancient clan seems to know a lot about all kinds of divine suns. Qin Yun suddenly thought of this. He secretly suspected that the great divine lord might have received the secret help of the young ancient clan. Otherwise, with the abilities of the great divine lord and the others, it would be very difficult for them to take down the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop so quietly. Yun Long and the others did not send a distress signal to Qin Yun, which meant that it was extremely likely that they were captured in an instant. This seal is very difficult to break, but I can let you pass through it and enter the interior. Taisher said again. Qin Yun was currently unable to contact Yun Long, Emote Ji, and the others. He really needed to go in and understand the situation. Following that, Qin Yun used the divine mirror of primal beginning to illuminate the surroundings. Furthermore, he released the heavenly iclone to float in the sky to see if there was anyone nearby. After some investigation, He did not discover anyone nearby. There's actually no one guarding nearby. Are they that confident? Qin Yin had already arrived at the outer door of the barrier. Then, he took out the Divine King Heavenly Seal and placed it behind the Divine Mirror of Primordial Beginning. The Divine Mirror of Primal Beginning released a strong light that shone on the barrier, opening up a crack. After Qin Yin entered the rift, he felt like he had traversed another space, but it was not exactly the same. This seal could block the magic mirror's connection. Clearly, it was done deliberately to prevent Yunlong and company from contacting Qin Yin. Qin Yin passed through the seal and took out the magic mirror to contact Yunlong. "Boss, you're finally here." Yunlong's surprised voice sounded. "I will go in now." After Qin Yin replied to Yunlong, he was teleported to a large hall inside the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop. Qin Yin saw a Netherworld Great Emperor, Mo.G., Yunlong, Dongfang Ying, and Dongfang Bingbing. "Who sealed my Immortal Heaven Pawnshop here?" After Qin Yin entered and saw that everyone was fine, he felt a lot more at ease. "We don't know either." The Imperial Heaven Pawnshop was floating at the edge of the Divine Wasteland, but was suddenly suppressed by a very powerful force. In the end, it uncontrollably fell to the ground. Yunlong shook his head. "When the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop was suppressed, we cut off contact with the outside world." Mo.G. said, "Xiao Fuyun, you came in from the outside. Did you not see anyone else outside?" Qin Yin shook his head and said, "I didn't see anyone." In short, the people who attacked the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop must have been from the law enforcement world. Only they know that I have the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop. The law enforcement world has this kind of strength? Dongfang Ying said in astonishment. "It's not the first or second time we've met people from the law enforcement world. They've been tracking us many times and even wanted to attack. In the end, they were all beaten away by the pawnshop's attack formation." Emoji nodded and said, "The law enforcement world shouldn't have this kind of ability. Among the powers of the Divine Wasteland, only the great Divine King and the others can join hands and use all their strength to suppress the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop." "Boss, the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop doesn't have the slightest bit of power to resist. Moreover, it lost contact with the outside world in an instant." Dongfang Bingbing also said, "They don't believe that it was done by the law enforcement world. They are even certain that even the great Divine King wouldn't be able to do this." Qin Yin also had this kind of doubt before. Therefore, when he found out that the seal was very strong, he guessed that the Heaven-Splitting Ancient Clan was helping them from behind. Many of the seniors of the Heaven-Splitting Ancient Clan who returned from the Outerverse are very strong. They can indeed do this. "Xiao Fuyun, it's difficult to mobilize the energy of the Imperial Heaven Pawnshop. It's like we've suddenly lost control of the heavenly universe Divine Sun." The Netherworld Great Emperor's expression was grave as he said, "The guy who attacked us clearly understands the heavenly universe Divine Sun very well. It's as if he directly sealed the heavenly universe Divine Sun's energy circulation." Tai Shi had said before that the seal was very strong and it would be very difficult to break it. It's possible that an expert from the Yang Ancient Clan is helping the great Divine King and the others from behind. Qin Yin said with a frown, "Don't worry. The pawnshop and the heavenly universe Divine Sun will be fine for the time being." "Boss, is there really no way to break this seal?" Yunlong is very worried that the pawnshop will not fall. They have a rather good understanding of the Yang Ancient Clan. They are a powerful clan that understands the Divine Sun very well. If their heavenly universe Divine Sun was targeted by the experts of a Yang Ancient Clan, it would be dangerous, and they might even be taken away. That's not it. I will enter the core to take a look. I can activate the core to erupt and then break the seal." Qin Yun said. With the help of Tai Shi, this is not a problem. What he is worried about is whether or not the experts of the Yang Ancient Clan will appear to obstruct them after breaking the seal. Because it was sealed, Yunlong and the others were unable to leave the pawnshop and could not see the situation outside. For the past few days, they have been waiting here uncomfortably. They are very worried that the pawnshop will be destroyed and they will not be able to explain it to Qin Yin. Just as Qin Yin was about to go to the core, the heavenly eye avatar he placed outside suddenly saw someone appear. Someone is coming. Qin Yin frowned and cursed in a low voice. It's that tramp law enforcement realm king. He even brought a group of law enforcement realm fellows to approach. Not only did he see the law enforcement realm king, he also saw Yu Xieji. However, he did not see the heavenly secret sect leader. Yu Xieji should be in the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan, but now she is mingling with the law enforcement realm. She was originally very old, but now she looks much younger. This is mainly because after stepping into the divine space realm, she has become much younger. Qin Yin is really an idiot. He let such a good thing float outside. Isn't this just giving it to others? That senior from a young ancient clan easily obtained it with a few moves. It's good to have strength. Law enforcement realm king floated in the air and looked at the heavenly universe, divine sun, on the sand and sighed. What reward did that senior from the young ancient clan agree to give you? Yu Xieji asked. This is what the great divine king and that senior discussed. As for what the reward is, I don't know either. Law enforcement realm king let out a long sigh, as if he was somewhat unwilling. Chapter 2885. When Qin Yin heard the law enforcement realm king's words, he knew that his previous guess was correct. As expected, the great divine lord was behind this, and he had the help of an expert from the Yang ancient clan. What puzzled Qin Yin was that the law enforcement realm king had joined the Yang ancient clan, and the heavenly universe divine sun had been given to the Yang ancient clan by the great divine lord. So why did he still bring Yu Xieji here? Just as Qin Yin was feeling puzzled, Yu Xieji asked, Realm king, then do you have any other intentions for bringing me here? Yu Xieji could hear the unwillingness in the law enforcement realm king's tone. It was obvious that he could not get much of the benefits of the heavenly universe divine Sunday. Although the law enforcement realm king and many of the big shots of the divine desolate land were loyal to the great divine lord on the surface, once the benefits were unevenly distributed, they would betray him at any time. Especially for a force like the law enforcement realm, they were already weak and the so-called heavenly rules orthodoxy had already lost its former status. To them, they only hoped to obtain more benefits so that they could quickly increase their strength. Most of the people in the law enforcement realm were descendants of the divine sun. They were very afraid of foreign life forms because they could completely kill them. The law enforcement realm king floated in the air and looked at the blue heavenly universe divine Sunday. He sighed and said, I originally didn't want to betray the great divine lord, but he has gone too far. You want to sell this heavenly universe divine sun to the heavenly moon ancient clan? The corners of Yu Xieji's mouth curled up slightly as she laughed sinisterly. This is indeed a good deal, but are you really not afraid of the great divine lord's revenge? Furthermore, there is a senior from the Yang ancient clan behind the great divine lord. This heavenly universe divine sun originally belonged to our law enforcement realm, but it was embezzled by the heavenly Tao back then. Yu Xieji, you were once the mother moon, so you should be clear about this. Now that it has fallen into Qin Yun's hands, aren't you jealous? The law enforcement realm king said. Of course I'm jealous. Yu Xieji said coldly. That damned bastard Qin Yun. He entered the Imperial Heaven Sect and is highly valued by the Imperial Heaven Sect Master. We can't do anything to him. In his hands, there are many things that belong to us. Qin Yun, who was in the Imperial Heaven pawn shop, became angry when he heard this. He cursed in his heart. What belongs to them? What do I have that belongs to them? What infuriated him the most was that the heavenly universe divine technique had nothing to do with the law enforcers. If you can persuade the ancient Heavenly Moon clan, then I will represent the law enforcement world and sell this sky divine sun to the ancient Heavenly Moon clan for a total of 50 billion divine universe golden stones. This is already a very cheap price. The law enforcement world king said, 50 billion? Could it be that great divine lord and the others can't give you that much reward? Yu Xieji asked. They only gave me 10 billion. The law enforcement world king revealed anger between his eyebrows. To him, 10 billion was no different than sending away a beggar. If you sign a contract and agree to sell this heavenly cosmic divine sun to the ancient Heavenly Moon clan, we will give you 30 billion. Yu Xieji said. Yu Xieji, your ancient heavenly moon clan has a divine moon of the heavens, and its strength is also very formidable. 50 billion shouldn't be difficult for you, right? The law enforcement realm king hurriedly said, a displeased look on his face. He didn't expect that even though he and Yu Xieji had been friends for so many years, she would still stab him. Qin Yin can also see that Yu Xieji plans to embezzle 20 billion from the 50 billion and only give 30 billion to the law enforcement realm king. Realm king, it won't be easy for me to convince the ancient heavenly moon clan. Yu Xieji sighed. Don't tell me that with our friendship, you still want to profit from helping me? The law enforcement realm king sneered. It's not strange. After all, you have climbed up the tree that is the ancient heavenly moon clan. I, the law enforcement realm king, am weak and not as glorious as I used to be. I am no longer worthy of your deep friendship. The appearance of the heaven-splitting ancient race and the various powerful races of the divine wilderness had indeed weakened the law enforcement world. Yu Xieji must have found some kind of big shot in the ancient heavenly moon clan. Otherwise, she wouldn't have looked down on the law enforcement realm king. King Kai, I have helped you a lot over the years, right? You should know that Tian Shixiang is being treated like a daughter by Granny Taiyue, causing me to be unable to develop in the ancient heavenly moon clan for long. Yu Xieji said, if I didn't help you deal with Tian Shixiang and Qin Yun, I would be much more relaxed now. The law enforcement world king sneered, this is what the Heaven's Secret Sect master told you to do? What does it have to do with me? What's more, protecting the heavenly rule orthodoxy will also bring you many benefits. Otherwise, how could you, Yu Xieji, be here today? After the weakening of the heavenly rule orthodoxy, you want to forget how you kneeled and licked the heavenly rule orthodoxy? The heavenly rule orthodoxy bestowed you with a true body. That's why you are here today. How about this? I'll give you 35 billion. I'll take 15 billion. Yu Xieji's voice became colder and colder. 40 billion. The law enforcement realm king said coldly, if you don't want to, I'll think of a way to find other heaven-splitting ancient race. Even if I don't want any benefits, I won't let you and the great divine king eat this piece of meat. I mean what I say. 40 billion it is. Yu Xieji chuckled. Seeing Yu Xieji's sinister smile, the law enforcement realm king became somewhat angry and asked, don't tell me you want to transfer the heavenly universe divine sun to the ancient heavenly moon clan at a higher price. You said that you only need 40 billion, so I'll give you 40 billion. How much I can sell for is up to my ability. Yu Xieji said, then give me 50 billion. After that, however high you can sell it for, it's all yours. The law enforcement realm king became even more furious. What if I can't sell it? Yu Xieji said, 50 billion is the base price. What if the ancient heavenly moon clan only accepts this price? If they only accept this price, then I only want 40 billion. If you can sell it for 60 billion, 70 billion, or even 80 billion, then the rest will belong to you. The law enforcement realm king is also not willing to suffer a loss. Qin Yin never expected that these two would actually quarrel over benefits. He has thoroughly seen through this group of people. There is no friendship between them, only benefits. Realm King, this heavenly universe divine sun, has the seal of the ancient Yang clan. Do you think it's that easy to open? Moreover, if the ancient Yang clan discovers it, there will be a fight. So, don't expect to sell it for a high price. Yu Xieji said, unwilling to back down. 40 billion it is, give it now. I will sign a contract with you not to leak this matter. The law enforcement realm king said, if you trade now, then you can sell it for as much as you can. All right, but you have to wait. I want someone to transfer the divine universe golden stones over. Do you have the golden card of the ancient heavenly moon clan? Yu Xieji asked. I don't need the golden card. My storage divine tool can hold tens of billions of divine universe golden stones. I want real divine universe golden stones. The law enforcement realm king said very firmly. It can be seen that if Yu Xieji is unwilling, then there is nothing to talk about. Yu Xieji is only buying a legitimate one from the law enforcement realm. As long as the law enforcement realm king truly agrees to sell this heavenly universe divine sun and also has his contract, the ancient heavenly moon clan will have reason and confidence to fight with the ancient yang clan. Chapter 2886. Qin Yun cursed himself for asking the ancient heavenly moon clan for being too low. The ancient heavenly moon clan occupied the entire myriad heaven's divine moon, but he only asked for 100 billion. Of course, 100 billion divine universe metal stones had been a lot back then. Ever since the ancestors of the ancient heaven-splitting clan had returned from the Outerverse, the number of divine universe metal stones had only increased. Most of the divine universe gold stones were still in the hands of a small number of forces. However, when Qin Yun saw that Yu Xieji had tens of billions, he knew that Yu Xieji must have obtained a lot of benefits from the divine moon. Back then, she was the one who chased away the divine moon clan. Now that the mystic moon clan could return to the mystic moon heavens, and they could also receive the care of Granny Taiwei, this was a good outcome. Qin Yun remembered that Yu Shangyun had previously said that she would get Granny Taiwei to talk to Yu Xieji and the Heaven Secret sect leader to make them apologize. He did not know what the result would be. He was within the divine sun of the universe and had no way of contacting the outside world. Otherwise, he would have asked about this matter. Yu Xieji angrily said, "Realm King, don't push your luck. Who would carry tens of billions of divine universe gold stones around with them? I will only transfer it to your card. You go and collect it yourself. Take out several billion divine universe metal stones. Furthermore, it's the metal stone shop of the ancient heavenly moon clan. Do you think I'm stupid?" The law enforcement realm king said, "Yu Xieji, you better hurry up. Otherwise, when the seniors of the Yang ancient clan and the great divine lord come, we won't be able to obtain anything." The divine sun of the sky universe was sealed here, and the realm king was in charge of looking after it. Because the Yang ancient clan still had matters to deal with, they hadn't come over to retrieve the divine sun yet. Furthermore, the heavenly cosmic sun also had its own defensive barrier. If they were unable to enter the core, they would need time to wear down the defensive barrier outside. "Fine, come with me. I'll go get the divine universe golden stone for you." Yu Xieji can only compromise because if she takes down the divine sun, she can also earn a lot. "I can't go anywhere. I'll wait for you here," the law enforcement world king said. "You won't find another heaven-opening ancient clan, right?" "No, we have to sign a soul contract, unless you go back on your word." Yu Xieji was also worried about this. "I've already signed a contract with you before and promised not to tell the ancient Yang clan and the great divine lord about this matter. You should also sign a contract with me." The law enforcement realm king immediately signed a soul contract with Yu Xieji, promising that he would not cooperate with the other heaven-splitting ancient clans and would wait for her here. Yu Xieji left in a hurry, saying that she would be back in a day. Qin Yun is also thinking about how to obtain the 40 billion that Yu Xieji gave to the law enforcement realm king. It just so happened that he lacked this amount of divine universe golden rock. If he could get his hands on it, he would be able to strengthen all of his divine universe golden tendons in no time. Qin Yun bade farewell to Yunlong and company before leaving the interior of the heaven cosmic divine sun and quietly passing through the barrier. After concealing himself, he took out the divine mirror of primordial beginning to check the upper limits of the world king's divine cosmic force. If the law enforcement world king knew what the upper limit of the power of divine cosmic force was, then it would be much easier to fight him. The law enforcement realm king had a divine artifact protecting him, preventing others from peeking at his upper limit of divine cosmos force. Thus, Qin Yun was unable to see through him even with the divine mirror of primordial beginning. "Old brother Taisher, let me tell you something. Give me some advice. If I succeed, I will be able to get 40 billion divine universe golden rocks." Qin Yun told Taisher about the deal between the law enforcement realm king and Yu Xieji in detail. He secretly suspects that Taisher is lacking in divine universe golden rocks, so he will definitely discuss a more comprehensive plan with him. "Before you attack, let the little ant queen come out and seal the surrounding space. Don't let the law enforcement realm king escape. When you attack, don't borrow the divine power of 6 myriad realms' divine sons because the commotion will be very big and will attract attention. What you need to do now is to capture the law enforcement realm king and force him to cooperate with you in obtaining Yu Xieji's divine universe golden rocks. Sure enough, Taisher gave an idea. This is something that Qin Yun didn't consider before. What else? Qin Yun asked. Yu Xieji brought 40 billion divine universe golden rocks with her, so it's impossible for her to come alone. There must be other experts from the ancient Heavenly Moon clan, so don't plan on waiting for Yu Xieji to give the divine universe golden rocks to the law enforcement realm king before you attack. Once the law enforcement realm king obtains the divine universe golden rocks, he will definitely be very careful. It will be difficult to attack again. Now is the best time to capture the law enforcement realm king. You must grasp this opportunity. Qin Yin had already thought of this point, so he agreed with it. The problem is, can I defeat the law enforcement realm king? I don't know what the upper limit of this guy's divine universe force is. Qin Yin said, and then patted his head, blaming himself for being too stupid. He should have thought of Xian Shazi, Chu Wuxing, and the others from Heaven's Secret Sect. They have left Heaven's Secret Sect for a long time, but their intelligence network is definitely still there. Even if it isn't as good as before, it shouldn't be a problem to figure out the upper limit of the law enforcement realm king's divine universe force. Qin Yin immediately contacted Xian Shazi. Xian Shazi indeed knew, but he only had a rough estimate. The upper limit of the law enforcement realm king's divine universe force is around 900. He is at the second level of the divine universe realm. Qin Yin told this news to Taisher. Taisher said, "You can attack. With your strengthened divine universe golden tendons and the help of other divine tools, you will definitely be able to win." After Qin Yin and Taisher carefully confirmed the plan, they released the little ant queen. As soon as the little ant queen came out, she looked all around and began to release her spatial divine power, sealing off the surrounding space. Like this, it wouldn't be easy for the law enforcement realm king to run away. The law enforcement realm king was quite strong. He immediately sensed something and angrily shouted, "Yu Xieji, are you the ones attacking?" Just as he finished speaking, Qin Yin had already flashed in front of him. Divine universe force suddenly erupted from his body, causing the law enforcement realm king to hurriedly circulate his divine universe force to form a shield. Bang! Qin Yin took out the myriad heaven divine saber. After rushing over, he fiercely slashed at the law enforcement realm king. He used nearly 600 points of divine universe force. Through the cosmic explosion divine art, without using any techniques, he had 1,800 points of divine universe force. The divine universe force shield released by the law enforcement realm king was also very strong. But because it was an external release of divine universe force, he didn't have much left after using it. After a loud explosion, the law enforcement realm king's divine universe force shield was directly shattered. It could be said that Qin Yun and the law enforcement realm king had consumed a great deal of divine universe force just now. However, Qin Yun could quickly replenish it. Qin Yun, why are you here?" The law enforcement realm king shouted in alarm. He naturally knew that this little heavenly universe divine son belonged to Qin Yun. He just didn't expect that Qin Yun, who was far away from the Nine-Sun Holy Land, would be able to find this place. The experts of a young ancient clan had spent a lot of capital to isolate this little heavenly universe divine Sunday. It was to prevent Qin Yun from finding it. Otherwise, if Qin Yun brought the Imperial Heaven sect behind him, the young ancient clan wouldn't be able to handle it. "I'm near my pawn shop. Is that strange?" Qin Yun said with a sneer, "Law enforcement realm king, it's time to settle our old scores." Chapter 2887. Qin Yun's sudden appearance and ferocious attack surprised the law enforcement realm king, but he quickly calmed down. This was because he remembered that Qin Yun had participated in the Imperial Heaven Sect's exchange match not too long ago. At that time, his upper limit of divine cosmos force had been publicly tested, and it was only around 500. The Law Enforcement Realm King's upper limit of Divine Cosmos Force was 950, and Qin Yun's eruption of Divine Cosmos Force was so powerful, and he even used a divine tool. It was very difficult for the Law Enforcement Realm King to resist. The Law Enforcement Realm King only had 100 Divine Cosmos Force left. He immediately dodged and kept a distance from Qin Yun. Then he took out 10 great returning divine pills and ate them. The Law Enforcement Realm King ate 9 pills and kept one in his mouth. He would soon be able to replenish 900 divine cosmos force. He believed that as long as he avoided Qin Yun's attack and didn't face it head-on, he wouldn't consume much divine cosmos force. As for his own 900-something divine cosmos force, as long as he seized the opportunity to attack, he would be able to erupt with 2,000 divine cosmos force. Qin Yun, this is not the exchange match. Don't think that you can easily defeat someone with divine cosmos force higher than yours. The Law Enforcement Realm King could feel his divine cosmos force rapidly recovering, and his confidence immediately rose. Qin Yun was replenishing his divine cosmos force. His replenishing speed was faster, and he only consumed 60 million divine cosmos golden stones. The great returning universe divine pills that the Law Enforcement World King had eaten were worth 70 to 80 million each. He was already lacking divine universe metals to begin with, and now he had suddenly lost so many precious pills. This caused his heart to ache, and he cursed Qin Yun in his heart. It's not the exchange match. That's even better. At least I can use weapons. Qin Yun smiled and asked, Law Enforcement Realm King, do you think your recovery speed is faster or mine? Nonsense, of course I'm faster. I am at the 2nd level of the Divine Space Realm. My pill refining speed is definitely faster than a 1st level Divine Space Realm like you. The Law Enforcement Realm King could feel that Qin Yun's Divine Cosmos Force only had a single nucleus. After determining that Qin Yun was only at the 1st level of the Divine Space Realm, the Law Enforcement Realm King was even less afraid. As long as he could restore his divine cosmos force, he would soon be able to capture Qin Yun. The Law Enforcement Realm King didn't see Qin Yun eat the great returning divine pills and was puzzled. Then, he saw Qin Yun suddenly disappear. Qin Yun, you're not my match at all. Today, you're only walking right into my trap. Ha! As the Law Enforcement Realm King spoke, he quickly moved. He tried to pass through the spatial seal, but failed. He was currently moving quickly in order to avoid Qin Yun's attack. At the same time, he was fighting for time to refine the great cosmic divine pill to recover his divine cosmic energy. Qin Yun's divine cosmic force had already been completely restored. As for the Law Enforcement Realm King, his divine cosmic force had only been restored to 500. Looks like the recovery speed of the great universal divine pill isn't as fast as I thought. With the divine mirror of Grand beginning in one hand and the myriad divine saber in the other, Qin Yun suddenly appeared beside the realm monarch. You, the Law Enforcement Realm King, is shocked to see Qin Yun attack. Qin Yun's divine cosmos power had clearly been restored. Although the Law Enforcement World King didn't know how much divine cosmos power Qin Yun had, he could still feel an abundant aura coming from Qin Yun. You didn't expect this, right? Qin Yun sneered and released supergravity to press down on the Law Enforcement Realm King. The Law Enforcement Realm King hurriedly circulated the divine cosmos power within his body, wanting to break free from Qin Yun's supergravity. Qin Yun used more than 300 divine cosmos power. Through the cosmic explosion divine art, it erupted with 3 times the power, reaching a might of 900 divine cosmos power. The Law Enforcement Realm King's 500 divine cosmos power was barely able to resist, but he was still pressed down from the sky and fell into the sand. How did your divine cosmos power recover so quickly? The Law Enforcement Realm King shouted in alarm. Because I'm a God King. Don't you see that there are 6 myriad realms, divine suns in the sky, providing me with divine cosmos power? Qin Yun mischievously smiled and said, Also, let me tell you, my upper limit of divine cosmos power has already reached more than 700. Moreover, I have strengthened my divine cosmos golden tendons 71 times. The law enforcement realm king was horrified. Qin Yun's performance in the exchange battle was amazing. At that time, many big shots had determined that Qin Yun had nearly finished tempering his divine cosmos golden tendons. But now, Qin Yun said that he had strengthened it to 71 times. This was even more shocking than tempering his divine cosmos golden tendons. Qin Yun slashed out several times without using too much divine cosmos power. He only wanted to force the law enforcement realm king to consume some of his divine cosmos power. The law enforcement realm king released his divine cosmos power to form a shield to protect his body from being cut by the myriad heaven's divine saber. He especially cherished his mortal body because his mortal body had cultivated the divine cosmos within him. If it was destroyed, wanting to cultivate back to the second level of the divine cosmos realm would require a very long time. With just a few saber strikes, the law enforcement realm king's divine cosmos power shield was shattered. Although he was at the second level of the divine cosmos realm, his divine cosmos golden tendons had yet to be completely tempered, much less strengthened. Qin Yun relied on the advantage of his divine cosmos golden tendons. When his divine cosmos power erupted, it also involved the formidable strength of his mortal body, making his attacks even more powerful. The law enforcement realm king, who possessed the power of 2 nuclei of divine cosmos, didn't have much of an advantage against Qin Yun. Only someone at the third level of the divine cosmos realm, or someone at the second level of the divine cosmos realm with enough divine cosmos golden tendons could suppress Qin Yun. The law enforcement realm king knew that he had lost. He was well aware of just how powerful Qin Yun was. He simply couldn't defeat him. What he found incomprehensible was that Qin Yun had only participated in the exchange battle for a few days. So how could he have more than 700 divine cosmos power? Moreover, Qin Yun had strengthened more than 70 divine cosmos golden tendons. The law enforcement realm king had been in the divine cosmos realm for some time now, so he had a relatively good understanding of the divine cosmos realm and divine cosmos golden tendons. Especially the divine cosmos golden tendons. This was a very important foundation for the first 3 levels of the divine cosmos realm. Qin Yun, sooner or later, I will find you for this. The law enforcement realm king's complexion was ferocious as he fiercely said to Qin Yun. Qin Yun didn't want to kill the law enforcement realm king. Right now, he was only forcing the law enforcement realm king into a desperate situation. You want to run? Qin Yun said with a smile. If I want to run, you can't stop me. The law enforcement realm king grinned. His soul was about to fly out of his body when Qin Yun suddenly shone the divine mirror of primordial beginning on his head. The smile on the law enforcement realm king's face suddenly froze. His soul was unable to fly out of his body. You guys, you really look down on me, Qin Yun. After all, I am a divine king. If I didn't have some tricks up my sleeves, I don't know how many times I would have died. Qin Yun shook his head and said with a smile. Not only the law enforcement realm king's soul was unable to fly out of his body, he was also unable to move his body. This is the Star Vault Divine Mirror's star-fixing divine technique. As he spoke, he took out the Divine King Heavenly Seal and quickly imprinted it on the Law Enforcement Realm King's forehead and chest. After the Law Enforcement Realm King was sealed, Qin Yun threw him into the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. Just a moment ago, the Law Enforcement Realm King was thinking of finding a chance to take revenge in the future. But after being thrown into the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron, he thoroughly understood that he had no chance to take revenge. At this moment, he only felt despair. Chapter 2888. In the end, the Law Enforcement Realm King still fell into Qin Yun's hands. Qin Yun's birth and growth is very clear to the Law Enforcement Realm. However, because he is a high and mighty Law Enforcement Realm King, he never put Qin Yun in his eyes. He thought that Qin Yun was nothing but a tool. Now, the heaven and earth have undergone a heaven-shaking change. It is no longer something the Law Enforcement Realm can control. They now know that there is always a heaven beyond heaven. Those heaven-opening ancient race, no matter which one, they all have the strength to hang them up and beat them. Law Enforcement Realm King, you are now my, Qin Yun's, prisoner. I advise you to stop struggling and cooperate with me. Qin Yun let Little Ant Queen come out and remove the space seal. After hearing Qin Yun's words, the Law Enforcement Realm King immediately realized that Qin Yun's purpose in capturing him is most likely for the several billion divine universe golden stones. He also realized that his conversation with Yu Xieji has been heard by Qin Yun. If I cooperate with you, will you let me go? The Law Enforcement Realm King asked. He originally thought that he would be finished after falling into Qin Yun's hands, but now he has a chance to live. Let you go? The hatred between us is not small, Qin Yun said with sneer. For many years, the ones targeting you were mainly from the Heaven Secret sect. I am indeed your enemy, but now I can help you obtain benefits. As long as you let me go, not only will I let you obtain those several billion divine universe golden stones, I will also help you destroy the Heaven Secret sect. The Law Enforcement Realm King's desire to live is very strong. As long as he can live, he is willing to pay any price. What about the Heavenly Law Tao inheritance? What is it? Qin Yun asked. You can think of the Heavenly Law Tao inheritance as Nine Sun Law Spirit. Nine Sun Law Spirit has myriad world, divine sun, and the Heavenly Law Tao inheritance is the spirit of this land. It sets the rules of the Nine Desolate. Now that the land has turned into divine desolate, and with Nine Sun Law Spirit, the Heavenly Law Tao inheritance's power is weakening and can no longer control divine desolate. The Law Enforcement Realm King replied. The Heavenly Law Tao inheritance still has a very strong power, right? Qin Yun remembers that Taishur once said that they can devour the Heavenly Law Tao inheritance. Of course, the Heavenly Law Tao inheritance is now under the control of the Heaven Secret Sect Master. Even I don't know what has happened to the Heavenly Law Tao inheritance, but my guess is that it wants to fuse with a powerful body. The Law Enforcement Realm King said whatever he knew. Could it be that the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy will fuse with the Heaven Secrets Sect Master? Qin Yun frowned. The Law Enforcement World King sighed and said, if this is the case, then you are not their match right now. Not necessarily. Qin Yun originally planned to make a trip to the Heaven Secrets Gate. Now that this Law Enforcement World King was here, he wanted to bring this fellow along and slaughter his way into the Heaven Secrets Gate. Yu Shangyun had previously said that if he wanted to attack the Heaven Secrets sect, he must definitely tell her. However, she was not with Granny Taiwe when she said that. Yu Xieji had a backer in the ancient Heavenly Moon clan, and the Heaven Secret sect also seemed to have found a powerful backer. If Yu Shangyun were to fight and Grandma Taiwe found out, it was very likely that she would be stopped. Qin Yun, as long as you agree to let me go, the 40 billion divine universe gold stones that Yu Xieji sent over will all be yours. Moreover, I will also secretly help you take down the Heaven Secrets Gate. The Law Enforcement Realm King once again mentioned the benefits he could bring to Qin Yun. Qin Yun was currently lacking divine universe goldstone, so the Law Enforcement Realm King would be of great use to him. Of course, if the Law Enforcement Realm King could only bring him several tens of billions of divine universe goldstone, it would not be enough to buy his life. Law Enforcement Realm King, you don't need to worry about the Heaven Secrets Gate. I can handle it myself. Qin Yun said, do you think that several tens of billions of divine universe goldstone is enough to save your life? Then isn't your life too cheap? The Law Enforcement Realm King secretly cursed Qin Yun a few times in his heart. Several tens of billions of divine universe goldstone is indeed a large amount of wealth to him, but Qin Yun is not satisfied. Then how much do you want? The Law Enforcement Realm King said, I don't have many divine universe goldstone. These 40 billion were exchanged for my betrayal of the great divine king. You don't have it now, but you will have it in the future, right? If you can't take out that much, I can let you owe me. Qin Yun said with a smile. How about it? The Law Enforcement Realm King knows that he has completely fallen into Qin Yun's hands. If he wants to live, he will inevitably be ruthlessly exploited and squeezed by Qin Yun. All right, as long as I can live, I will work hard to earn Divine Universe Goldstone for Sir Divine King. The Law Enforcement Realm King could only agree. Soon after, the Law Enforcement Realm King and Qin Yun signed a soul contract. After signing the soul contract, it is still not enough. Qin Yun let the Law Enforcement Realm King's soul leave his body and then used the Divine King Heavenly Seal to seal it. This is what Taisher told Qin Yun to do. This way, the Law Enforcement Realm King will not be able to remove Qin Yun's contract soul power. After signing the soul contract, Qin Yun released the Law Enforcement Realm King from the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. Although the Law Enforcement Realm King is very unhappy in his heart, he has no choice but to squeeze out a faint smile on his face and said, "Sir Divine King, I want to recover my Divine Universe power now. I will be in a pawn shop. After Yu Xieji gives you 40 billion, remember to protect yourself and don't let them kill you." Qin Yun said, "Oh, that's right, Sir Divine King. This Heavenly Universe Divine Sun is sealed. Can you break this seal?" The Law Enforcement Realm King said, "If I can break it, then I must wait until I get 40 billion before taking action. Otherwise, they will be vigilant." The Law Enforcement Realm King is worried that the Heavenly Universe Divine Sun will break the seal. If Yu Xieji brings the elders of the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan and sees the seal being broken, they will definitely be suspicious. Moreover, the Yang Ancient Clan will also sense the situation here. "I will wait for you to get 40 billion before taking action." Qin Yun nodded and said, "Sir Divine King, can you not let Yu Xieji know that I joined hands with you? If she knew, she would definitely not let me off. Moreover, this is equivalent to me and you trapping the Yang Ancient Clan and the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan." The Law Enforcement Realm King is still rather afraid of retaliation. Offending two Heaven-Opening Ancient Clan, plus Yu Xieji and the Great Divine King. Even if he had 10 lives, it would not be enough. Qin Yun said with sneer, "Why are you afraid of them? Don't worry. Even if the matter is exposed, they won't be able to do anything to me. Who told them to know that the Heavenly Universe Divine Sun is mine and still want to take it away?" The Law Enforcement Realm King can only smile bitterly. Qin Yun is not afraid, but he is. He naturally knows Qin Yun's style of doing things. He only hopes that Qin Yun won't offend the two Heaven-Opening Ancient Clan, otherwise it will be very troublesome. Qin Yun returned to the Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. This Imperial Heaven pawn shop is still very important to him. Firstly, he can contact the Ancient Desolate. Secondly, this is also one of his escape routes. The Law Enforcement Realm King is not injured. He knows that Qin Yun is deliberately holding back in order to use him. The Law Enforcement Realm King's strength is pretty good. Qin Yun wants to borrow his hand to kill Yu Xieji. Yu Xieji has a backer in the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan. It is not good for Yu Shangyun to attack her, but Qin Yun is not afraid. Yu Xieji and the Heavenly Mystery Sect wanted to kill Xian Rujing and Yi Yaoxue, as well as Feng Yu and the others. Qin Yun will not forget this debt. Chapter 2889. Inside the Immortal Heaven pawn shop, Qin Yun did not tell Yunlong about the matter between him and the Enforcer Realm King. He only told them that he would handle it immediately. Then, he went to the core of the small cosmos Divine Sunday. The core of the small sky Divine Sun wasn't big. There was a blue pearl in the center, which was the core of the sky Divine Sunday. After Qin Yun arrived, he took out the Divine Mirror of Grand Beginning and asked, "Brother Grand Beginning, can we use the core to let this little heavenly universe Divine Sun escape the seal?" "Absolutely, but it will cause a huge commotion. Those heaven-splitting ancient clan members are very sensitive to the fluctuations of the Divine Sun. If they sense it, they should rush over as fast as they can." Taisher said, "If I reveal my identity and they know that I'm here, will they not snatch the Heaven Universe Divine Sun because of the Imperial Heaven Gate?" Qin Yun is currently thinking about this matter. He feels that it is necessary to inform Yu Yuan when the time comes. If Yu Yuan is truly unable to protect him, then he can only look for Yu Shangyun. The Grandma Tai web behind Yu Shangyun was quite powerful. With her appearance, it would be of some use. If the heaven-splitting divine sun was really targeted by the heaven-splitting ancient clan, Qin Yin would definitely not be able to protect it. You're very important to the Imperial Gate. Sect Master Yu Yuan isn't stupid. If he knows you can provide him with disciples with heavenly patterns, he'll protect you even if he has to risk his life. Tai Shi said, there must be many elders of the Yu ancient clan supporting Yu Yuan. Upon hearing Tai Shi say so, Qin Yin felt a lot more at ease. Right now, he was in the inner core. The Heavenly Eye clone was placed outside, and it was also hidden so it wouldn't be discovered. This was Qin Yin's plan. As long as the Enforcement Realm King safely left with the 40 billion Divine Universe Goldstones, the elders of the ancient Heavenly Moon Clan and Yu Xieji would make a move on the Little Sky Divine Sunday. Then, he would use the core of the Sky Divine Sun to trigger the Sky Divine Sun to release a powerful force and break the seal. If everything went well, the little Heavenly Universe God Sun would be able to break the seal and escape immediately. Then, it would fly to the vicinity of the 4 God Suns and be protected. If it caused a huge commotion, the experts of the heaven-splitting ancient clan would immediately come over to suppress the little Sky Divine Sun, which would be troublesome. A day passed, and it was noon. The 6 myriad worlds' divine suns were in the sky. Although the divine sun of the heavens was at the edge of the darkness of the divine wasteland, it could still receive strong sunlight. Yu Xieji had come. As expected, she did not come by herself. She respectfully followed behind an old man, who was followed by 3 middle-aged men and 2 women. These people were all from the ancient Heavenly Moon Clan, and they were the ones who had returned from the Outerverse. They were very powerful and held high positions in the ancient Heavenly Moon Clan. The old man in the lead nodded in satisfaction when he saw the tiny, celestial divine sun when he flew over. After approaching, he laughed and said, "What a good little heavenly divine Sunday. There will be a lot of room for growth in the future. We have to fight for it." Yu Xieji looked at the Enforcement Realm King and said in a proud tone, "Realm King, this is Elder Yu Chun of the ancient Heavenly Moon Clan. Greetings, Senior." The Law Enforcement Realm King flew over and respectfully bowed in the air. Yu Chun looked quite arrogant. He nodded to Yu Xieji, indicating that she could give the Divine Universe Golden Stone. "Senior, this Divine Sun belonged to my law enforcement realm, but later it fell into Qin Yun's hands, and now it has been sealed by the Yang Ancient Clan. I can't guarantee that Senior will be able to obtain it. I can only transfer the law enforcement realm's ownership of this Divine Sun to Senior." The Law Enforcement Realm King also said the same thing to Yu Xieji. "I naturally know this. Otherwise, you wouldn't have sold this qualification for 80 billion. This kind of small heavenly divine sun, even 80 million can't buy it," Yu Chun said with a smile. The Law Enforcement Realm King loudly cursed Yu Xieji in his heart. Yu Xieji actually sold it for 80 billion. She earned the same amount as him. No, he, the Law Enforcement Realm King, earned 40 billion, and now he has to give it to Qin Yin. This caused him to secretly complain in his heart. "Realm King, I will give you 40 billion ready-made Divine Universe Golden Stones. However, you have to sign a contract with us and also have the proof of the Law Enforcement Realm's transfer of the Divine Sun," Yu Xieji said. All right. After the Law Enforcement Realm King and Yu Chun signed a series of complicated contracts, he received many large chests from Yu Xieji. Inside are all Divine Universe Golden Stones. After he poured the Divine Universe Golden Stones into his storage divine tool, he wanted to return the large chest to Yu Xieji. After the transaction, the Law Enforcement Realm King asked curiously, "Senior, if the Yang Ancient Clan pursues this matter, how will you deal with it? Isn't the Heaven-Opening Ancient Clan very united? If they fight, it won't be good." "You don't have to worry. We have a special method to deal with this kind of dispute. We really have to be united. So once a dispute arises, we have to settle it according to the agreed method to avoid causing even greater conflict." Yu Chun waved his hand and said, "You can leave now." Qin Yun understood that Yu Chun is only using 80 billion to gamble. If he succeeds, he will obtain the small heavenly divine Sunday. If he fails, it will only be a pain in his heart. These big shots spend tens of billions of divine universe golden stones. Qinyan suddenly understood why they are so strong. Especially Granny Taiyue. Raising a divine moon clan is not too strenuous. This kind of resources is simply terrifying. Where do they get so many divine universe golden stones? Do they get them from the 9-sun Holy Land? Or did they obtain a large amount of divine universe golden stones in the Outerverse? Qinyan felt for the first time how rich the heaven-opening ancient clan's big shots are. The law enforcement realm king didn't say anything more. He turned around and flew away. He was worried that Yushieji would join hands with the heavenly moon ancient clan to kill him and then take away the 40 billion divine universe golden stones. Now it seems that he doesn't need to worry. A big shot like Yu Chun disdains doing this kind of thing. Qinyan can also see it. However, a sinister guy like Yushieji might not necessarily do so. After the law enforcement realm king left, Yu Chun began to study the seal. Elder, how is the Yang ancient clan's seal? Can it be broken? Yushieji asked. It's not easy to break. The Yang ancient clan's sealing technique is very brilliant. It will be very difficult to break it in a short period of time. Unless I call a few helpers and use a strong attack to break it, it can be broken very quickly. However, this will cause a great commotion. Yu Chen frowned and shook his head. Then what do we do if the Yang ancient clan people come? Yushieji is somewhat worried that Yu Chun won't be able to obtain the little heavenly universe divine Sunday. Yu Chun smiled and said, if they come, we will use the method we agreed on to settle it. Simply put, we agreed to have 3 battles. Whoever wins 2 times, the little heavenly universe divine sun will belong to that person. The premise is that this requires the other heaven-opening ancient clan's higher-ups to decide whether or not our dispute should be resolved using this method. If they don't approve of our dispute, then let's see who they will give the little heavenly universe divine sun to. Chapter 2890. Qinyan wanted to see what the final decision would be, but he couldn't sit still any longer. He just wanted to quickly leave and find the law enforcement realm king to ask for the divine universe golden stone. Just as Yu Chun was studying the seal of the Yang ancient clan, Qinyan took out the divine king heavenly seal and cooperated with the divine mirror of primal beginning to stimulate the core of the divine sun, causing the entire divine sun's energy to explode. Yushieji, Yu Chun, and the others outside saw the small divine sun suddenly shake violently and hurriedly retreated. Elder, what's wrong with this small divine sun? Is the seal about to be broken? Yushieji said somewhat excitedly. I don't know. It looks like the small divine sun is struggling on its own to break the entire seal. Strange. Why is it like this? Yu Chen's face was full of thought as he looked at the small divine sun with a frown and said in a deep voice, let's stay away from this small divine sun. Elder, what's going on? A middle-aged man asked hurriedly. I'm not sure for now. In short, the seal has been touched, and the Yang ancient clan will be here soon. Yu Chen sighed. I never thought that someone would have such a deep control over the interior of the small divine sun. Yushieji said, as far as I know, the people inside are all small fry. They can only move this divine sun or launch a very weak attack through the divine sun, otherwise they wouldn't have been sealed. Could it be that this small divine sun is fighting back on its own? Yu Chun shook his head. This divine sun is still too young. It shouldn't have this kind of consciousness. What's going on? Inside the core, Qinyan was secretly amazed at the seal of the Yang ancient clan. It was actually so powerful. The small divine sun still hadn't broken the seal, even after making such a commotion. It could only continue. After a while, several people suddenly appeared in the vicinity. At the same time, an extremely powerful aura surged over. Yu Chen, why are you here? Did you do it? The one who spoke was an old man with a white beard. His voice was very loud and clear. Behind this old man was a young man with a young appearance. It was the great divine lord. The great divine lord had already changed his face. He was very young and handsome. This way, he could be nurtured as a young man by the young ancient clan. I haven't been here for long. That's right, the law enforcement realm king transferred the ownership of the minor sky god's son to me. Yu Chun smiled. Yang Dahong, why did you seal my minor sky god's son? After great divine lord heard this, he cursed law enforcement realm king in his heart. He actually sold him out just like that. The law enforcement world king sold it to you? Yang Dahong narrowed his eyes, then looked at the great divine lord and asked, Great divine lord, what's going on? Didn't you say that you have the right to decide who this little heavenly cosmic son belongs to? It's that bastard law enforcement realm king. He acted recklessly without discussing it with me. I will capture him. Great divine lord immediately replied. In front of Yang Dahong, great divine lord had to be respectful. This is your fault. You should have told me clearly about this matter. Otherwise, there wouldn't be such a controversy. Yang Dahong said, It must be because you didn't give him enough benefits, causing resentment in his heart. That's why he secretly transferred the ownership rights to Yuechen. Yuchen laughed. Yang Dahong, since you know the ins and outs, then the ownership rights belong to me. You don't have any objections, right? What's yours is yours, but this little heavenly divine son was captured by me. I used 30 billion divine universe golden stones resources to set up the barrier seal. This debt has to be settled. Yang Dahong actually admitted it just like that, which was beyond Qin Yun's expectations. Even Yu Xieji and the great divine lord did not expect them to be so reasonable. But your seal is about to be broken. Yu Chan said, Without my seal, this little heavenly divine son won't be able to land here, and you won't have the chance to obtain it. Regardless of whether the seal is broken or not, you have to give me this divine universe golden stone. Otherwise, your ownership rights won't be complete. Yang Dahong said, I can't just pay 30 billion divine universe golden stone for nothing, right? All right, I'll give it to you. Yu Chun took out the divine universe gold card and transferred 30 billion divine universe golden stone to Yang Dahong. Yang Dahong said with smile, This little heavenly divine son is a hot potato. Its current master is Qin Yun, and behind Qin Yun is the Imperial Heaven sect. The Ancient Yu clan will definitely interfere. The Ancient Yu clan are all reasonable people. You don't have to worry about this. Yu Chen is very calm and took out many small flags. He waved his hand, and a large number of small flags flew into the sky and then turned into many huge formation flags. The flagpoles of these chess pieces are like 10,000 zhang tall pillars. The golden flags are engraved with a large number of strange runes. Moon Illumination 9 Heavens Formation? I thought this formation was destroyed in the Outerverse. Yang Dahong said with smile. Old man Yu Chun, I didn't expect you to still have this hidden up your sleeves. Yu Chun said with faint smile. Don't you also have a few tricks up your sleeves? Qin Yun looked at the flag formation and immediately knew that it is not good. If he doesn't quickly break the seal, he will be sealed by the flag formation. At that time, it will be very difficult to break the Moon Illumination 9 Heavens formation. Yu Chun controlling so many huge formation flags to set up the formation is not light. It consumes a lot of his mental power and divine universe power. Boom! Just as he was setting up the formation, the small heavenly universe divine sun fiercely trembled and broke Yang Dahong's seal. At the same time, an extremely strong fluctuation spread out in all directions. The huge flag formation was blown away in all directions. Qin Yun immediately took out the devil mirror and contacted Yu Yuan. He told him about the situation he is facing. At the same time, he controlled the small heavenly universe divine sun to fly towards the fourth divine Sunday. Little Qin, don't be anxious. If you can control that small heavenly universe divine sun and prove that you can completely control it, it will definitely belong to you. Yu Yuan is very shocked to learn of this matter. Not long after, the small heavenly universe divine sun's fluctuation also arrived outside of the 9 sun holy land. All the big shots of the heaven-opening ancient clan, since this violent, small, heavenly universe, divine Sunday, Yu Chun, you miscalculated. Yang Dahong laughed loudly and said, he is already chasing after the small, heavenly universe, divine Sunday, Yu Xieji suddenly said. Elder, Qin Yun is most likely inside. This small, heavenly universe, divine sun, is flying towards the fourth divine sun. That is Qin Yun's territory. It seems like his control over this small divine sun is far beyond my expectations. This is going to be a bit difficult, Yu Chun said with a frown. The great divine king cursed in a low voice. This Qin Yun, when did he come? Yang Dahong said, there's a space origin stone inside this small heavenly universe, divine Sunday. It's just that it's too weak now and can't travel through space. However, it's still possible to bring Qin Yun over. When the small heavenly universe divine sun flew towards the fourth divine sun, the law enforcement realm king used the devil mirror to contact Qin Yun. Sir Divine King, I'm being hunted down. It's that bitch Yu Xieji who sent people to kill me. I can't beat them. Quickly come and save me. The law enforcement realm king sent an urgent request for help to Qin Yun. Qin Yun cursed in his heart. Yu Xieji is truly sinister. Not only did she earn 40 billion, she even wanted to snatch the 40 billion from the law enforcement realm king's hands. He still underestimated Yu Xieji's treachery. Chapter 2891. Qin Yun couldn't leave at all. He had to get the tiny heavenly cosmic divine sun near the four divine suns and settle it down before he could rush over to help the law enforcement realm king. Enforcer realm king, hold on for now. I'll stabilize little Tianyuan divine sun and immediately go over to help you. Qin Yun could only placate the enforcer realm king first. Small in the past, the celestial cosmic divine sun could travel through space. However, because the spatial source stone had a problem, it could not be used. As for why this was the case, Qin Yun had no idea. He could only wait for Wukong to find out. Small as expected, the disturbance caused by the divine sun of the universe was not small. It was quickly sensed by the heaven-splitting clan big shots. Moon Xiang Yun quickly found out about this matter because she was currently with Grandma Taiyue. Suddenly, she heard from Grandma Taiyue that a small sky divine sun had appeared, and Yu Chun was chasing after it. She immediately thought of Qin Yun's immortal heaven pawnshop when she heard about the little universe divine Sunday. Yun, is there something wrong with your imperial heaven pawnshop? Yu Shang Yun hastily used the magic mirror to contact Qin Yun. Something did happen. I've been targeted. I could take care of it. Qin Yun did not want Yu Shang Yun to get involved. Yu Shang Yun was backed by Granny Taiyue, who was also from the ancient Heavenly Moon clan. I'll talk to Granny Taiyue about this and see what she has to say. Yu Shang Yun said, I heard from her that Yu Chun has his eyes on this little Tianyu divine Sunday. This is very troublesome. You have to be careful. I have the Imperial Heaven sect behind me. Sect Master said that if I can't handle it, he will take action. Qin Yun did not mention the law enforcement realm king. If she knew that the enforcer realm king had been subdued by Qin Yun, she would definitely know that Qin Yun would attack the Heaven Secrets Gate in the near future. Qin Yun didn't want her to get involved, so she had to keep this a secret. Yu Shang Yun was developing very well in the ancient Heavenly Moon clan. With Granny Taiyue's help, the Divine Moon clan could grow steadily. Qin Yun was considering this because he didn't want to involve the Mystic Moon clan, which had settled down, in case Granny Taiyue was disgusted with him. All right. Yu Shang Yun also knew that Qin Yun was highly regarded in the Imperial Heaven sect, and the Imperial Heaven sect was very powerful. If a senior were to appear, they would most likely be able to settle it. Small the celestial divine sun was flying toward the four celestial suns. No one knew what would happen after that, but Yu Chun and the others were still chasing after it. Yang Dahong also wanted to see if Yu Chun could obtain this small sky divine sun in the end. Granny Taiyue, that little heavenly universe divine sun belongs to Qin Yun. He is the one who controlled it to fly towards the four divine suns. Elder Yu Chun should already know about this matter. Yu Shang Yun said, At this time, she was at the top of a building. There was a pavilion here, and an old lady in white with an excellent temperament was sitting on a chair, looking at the 6 myriad worlds' divine suns in the distance. Granny Taiwe frowned and said, Qin Yun has the Imperial Heaven sect behind him. If Yuechen wants to obtain the small sky divine sun, he will have to go through the Imperial Heaven sect. Let's see if the ancient Yu clan will help Qin Yun. Qin Yun said he would help. Yu Shangyun said, Sect Master Yu Yuan might help, but the other elders of the ancient Yu clan might not. Granny Taiwe shook her head and said, No matter what, Yu Chun is a reasonable person. He will not make things difficult for a junior like Qin Yun. If the small sky divine sun is near the 4 divine suns, Elder Yu Chun might not be able to obtain it. That is Qin Yun's territory. Yu Shangyun said, Granny Taiwe, do you think Elder Yu Chun can resist the power of the 4 divine suns? Granny Taiwe said with smile, How is that possible? A myriad world's divine sun is so powerful. How can we insignificant beings fight against it? Yu Shangyun is still very worried about Qin Yun. She is afraid that Qin Yun will once again become enemies with the ancient Heavenly Moon clan because of this matter. Small the Heavenly Universe Divine Sun's flying speed is very fast, is releasing a very powerful energy, dragging a long blue light tail behind it as it charged towards the 4 divine suns. After all, it is a small Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. If it could really release its strongest power, even Yu Chun would not be able to handle it. Therefore, he is very cautious at this moment. Yang Dahong kept his distance from Yu Chun and hid far away. He took out the magic mirror and contacted Yu Chun. Yu Chun, that small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun, is very unstable. It is very obvious that its core has been crazily stimulated by someone. That is why it can release such a great power. You better be careful. The core has been crazily stimulated? Can you explain in detail? Yu Chen's understanding of the Divine Sun is not as good as the Yang ancient clan. It's just like a person's heart, using an extreme method to stimulate it, and then making it beat crazily. In short, this small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun's eruption of divine power is equivalent to burning its life force. Yang Dahong also explained simply, Is that really the case? Qin Yun really doesn't cherish this small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun. Yu Chan said with a frown, Then I can't let him obtain it. How should I put it? If Qin Yun did not obtain the recognition of this small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun, he would not be able to do this. This small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun tacitly allowed Qin Yun to do this, and even cooperated with him. Even I would find it very difficult to tame a wild, small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun to this extent. Yang Dahong said, His meaning is very clear. This small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun already belongs to Qin Yun. If others want to obtain it, they will have to pay a great price. Moon Yue Chun already knew that the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun is in Qin Yun's hands. However, he still wanted to give it a try and see if he could subdue it. Inside the core, Qin Yun used the Divine King Heavenly Seal and the Primal Beginning Divine Mirror to shine out a large amount of rune light beams that twined around the core and stimulated it, causing the Heavenly Universe Divine Sun to erupt with super strong power. Old Brother Taisher, will there be any problem with the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun? Qin Yun is somewhat worried. He can see that stimulating the Divine Sun's core like this is not good. The Bloodline Heavenly Rune released by the Divine King Heavenly Seal will be injected into the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. It can strengthen and upgrade the core. It is equivalent to me tempering the core. Taisher said, I evolved from a Divine Sun. I understand Divine Sun very well. Qin Yun also felt a lot more at ease. Deacon Law Realm King is frantically running for his life. He is being chased by several powerful Heavenly Secrets secret assassins. The people Yu Xieji sent to kill Law Realm King are actually from the Heavenly Secrets sect. This made Law Realm King even more furious. because without the permission of the Heavenly Secrets Sect Master, it is impossible to send such powerful Heavenly Secrets secret assassins. These are Heavenly Secrets Sect's strongest Saint rank assassins. If several of them join hands, Law Realm King is not their match. Good. The strength of these Heavenly Secrets secret assassins is not very terrifying. Only by joining hands can they pose a threat to Law Realm King, and also cannot immediately kill him. Qin Yun is very anxious at this moment, because the Law Realm King has several tens of billions of Divine Universe Golden Stones. It is exactly what he lacks. If Law Realm King is killed, he will have a headache, try to get more Divine Universe Golden Stones. Small the Heavenly Universe Divine Sun flew for less than half a day, and finally arrived near the 4 Divine Suns. Chapter 2892. After the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun arrived outside the 4 Divine Suns, Yu Chun watched from a distance, unable to make a move. Yin the 4 Divine Suns seemed to be protecting the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. What shocked them the most is that the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun is producing a very powerful devouring power and absorbing the light emitted by the 4 Divine Suns. I am modifying the core of the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun so that it can absorb the energy of the 4 Divine Suns and grow by itself. Taisha said, Qin Yin has been using the Divine King Heavenly Seal together with the Primal Beginning Divine Mirror to illuminate the core of the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. It is as if many bloodline heavenly runes are being poured into it. As for the specifics, he doesn't know. Only Taisha knows what is going on. After it's done, can I leave the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun? Qin Yin asked. He is also very worried about the Law Enforcement Realm King. Of course you can. The 4 Divine Suns will now protect the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. If they want to take it down, they will have to pay a great price. The gains won't make up for the losses. Taisha said. Qin Yin took out the Devil Mirror and contacted the Law Enforcement Realm King. Realm King, how are things on your side? Qin Yin asked. One of my arms was knocked off. Great Uncle Divine King, when are you coming? I'm about to be killed. The Law Enforcement Realm King shouted. I'll be there soon, hold on. Qin Yin cut off the connection and took a few deep breaths. He could determine the location of the Law Enforcement Realm King through the Devil Mirror. Only after the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun stabilized, he let little Ant Queen take him there. All right, Taisha said. You can rest assured, there is no need to care about the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. It can cultivate by itself. Yin let out a long breath, took out the Devil Mirror, and locked onto the position of the Law Enforcement Realm King. Then he arrived at a room. There is a map here. It is a teleportation map. Yin Long and the others relied on this teleportation map to coordinate with the Space Origin Stone inside the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun to travel through space within the Divine Desolate. Qin Yin let little Ant Queen come out, then pointed to a location on the teleportation map and said, Little Ant Queen, immediately bring me to this place. All right, big brother. Little Queen Ant closed her eyes and quickly sensed the location. Then, she opened a spatial passageway and brought Qin Yin inside. That is the passage to the dark space. Moreover, it was constructed by the Little Ant Queen. She can safely bring Qin Yin in. Tong, after passing through the spatial channel, he immediately arrived at the area where the Law Enforcement Realm King was located. This was a barren desert, at the edge of the Divine Desolate's darkness. Deacon the Law Realm King also had a teleportation divine tool. After he teleported, he was still caught up. This was clearly an ability that only the Heaven-Splitting Ancient Clan possessed. Tianji men had a big shot of the Ancient Heaven Opening Clan backing them. Thus, the Heaven's secret assassin who chased after the Law Enforcement World King not only had a divine cosmic force of 800 to 900, but he also had a powerful tracking technique. Qin Yin let the Little Ant Queen return to the 9-Sun Divine Soul. Then, he used the magic mirror to determine the location of the Law Enforcement Realm King. Then, he used transcending air steps to rush over. When he got closer, the dark agents of heavenly secrets didn't notice him. Only very powerful bigwigs could discover Qin Yun's concealment. What alarmed Qin Yun was that although there were only 4 dark agents of heavenly secrets pursuing the Realm King, there were still 2 hidden. They were also using a technique similar to invisibility. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and saw the 2 hidden assassins of heavenly secrets. Both have a divine cosmic force of 800 to 900. They should be second-level divine space realm. Moreover, they haven't tempered any divine universe golden tendons. These guys aren't very strong. If one didn't temper divine universe golden tendons, it would indeed be very easy to reach second-level divine space realm as long as they had 500 divine cosmic force. Let's get rid of these 2 guys first. Qin Yun used an even stronger divine cosmic force and used transcending air steps to travel through space. In a flash, he arrived behind the invisible dark agent of heavenly secrets. The dark agent of heavenly secrets sensed a spatial fluctuation nearby. However, the moment he sensed it, Qin Yun instantly slashed it to pieces. Zhu the heavenly divine saber had fused with a bloodline heavenly rune box. Let alone this kind of flesh and blood body. Even equipment with bloodline heavenly rune materials would be destroyed. These ragtag troops are far too lacking compared to the geniuses of the heaven-opening ancient clan. Qin Yun fought with a genius like Yu Ming before, so he immediately saw the disparity. As for Yu Ming and the others, they were just youngsters. Qin Yun got rid of another invisible dark agent and told the law enforcement realm king that he could stabilize his mood. Then the 2 invisible dark agents of heavenly secrets have undying souls. Their souls have already been captured by Qin Yun. Deacon the Law Realm King is riddled with scars. Qin Yun killed the 2 sacred rank heaven secret dark assassins and took out the 9-sun heaven raising pagoda. He erected it on the sandy ground in the direction of the Law Realm King. Go in and hide. Qin Yun suddenly shouted. The Law Enforcement Realm King risked his life and rushed towards the 9-sun heaven raising pagoda. After he rushed in, the 4 sacred level dark agents of heavenly secrets frantically attacked the pagoda. Also at this time, Qin Yun used the devil mirror in his hand to sense the devil mirrors of the 4 dark agents of heavenly secrets. By invading their devil mirrors, he can restrict their communication with the outside world. Did the heavenly secrets sect master send you? Qin Yun landed on the top of the 9-sun heaven raising pagoda. The 4 dark agents of heavenly secrets also flew up and floated around the top of the pagoda. I really didn't expect that the Law Enforcement Realm King would become Qin Yun's lackey. No wonder he would betray the great divine king. The leader of the dark agents of heavenly secrets coldly said, "You are the lackeys of the heavenly secrets sect master, and the heavenly secrets sect master is the great divine king's lackey. You are dogs among dogs, even worse than me." The Law Enforcement Realm King shouted angrily, "Sir Divine King, don't let them off." Qin Yun released super gravity, enveloping the surroundings and pressing down on the 4 dark agents of heavenly secrets. Just like that at this moment, he raised his saber and rushed towards the leader of the dark agents of heavenly secrets. In an instant, he slashed down 3 times. Each slash has 100 divine cosmos power. Through the exploding cosmos divine technique, each slash can reach 300 divine cosmos power. The first slash was blocked by the opponent, and the next 2 slashes landed on the opponent's body, chopping him into 2 pieces. Qin Yun now has rich experience in dealing with immortal souls. He won't let their souls run away so easily. He destroyed the opponent's body and immediately captured the soul. This process is done in one go. These dark agents of heavenly secrets are the same as the Law Enforcement Realm King. They believe that Qin Yun's upper limit of divine cosmos power is still at the level of exchange battle. Furthermore, they believe that with many second-level divine cosmos realm experts on their side, they can definitely take down Qin Yun. But the moment they saw Qin Yun attack, they knew how terrifying Qin Yun is. He can actually instantly kill a second-level divine cosmos realm expert. They wanted to escape, but they were entangled by the supergravity. They don't have divine universe golden veins, so if they want to break free from the supergravity, they can only use a large amount of divine cosmos power. Chapter 2893. The Law Enforcement Realm King, inside the Nine Suns heaven-raising pagoda, heaved a sigh of relief. He didn't know the situation outside, but he believed that Qin Yun would be able to kill those saint-level Heaven Secret assassins. These saint-ranked dark informants of Heaven Secrets had a higher divine cosmos force upper limit than Qin Yun's. Furthermore, they were at the second firmament of the divine cosmos realm. However, they had raised their strength in a short period of time. They were unfamiliar with the use of divine cosmos force. If they entered a heaven-opening sect, their strength would increase even more. Qin Yun now knew the importance of entering the heaven-splitting sect. In the sect, he could learn and grasp the battle god technique, allowing him to use the divine cosmos power better. If these saint-level hidden assassins besieged an ordinary third-tier divine space realm cultivator, they might even be able to kill the other party. However, they were facing Qin Yun. He had tempered 108 divine universe golden tendons and had even strengthened them to 71. The remaining saint-level dark assassins were bombarded by Qin Yun's supergravity. The condensed divine universe power in their bodies dissipated. Without the divine cosmos power to defend them, they were like weeds in front of Qin Yun. They were harvested in a few moves, and their bodies were chopped into pieces by Qin Yun's swift saber. Qin Yun took away their souls and sealed them inside the heavenly lion-dragon suppressing cauldron. His divine cosmos power is also almost exhausted, so he immediately activated the divine King Heavenly Seal to replenish it. Just now, he had replenished it several times, using a total of more than 100 million divine universe gold stones. The God King Heavenly Seal helped him rapidly replenish his God Cosmos power, which was the key to his victory. With the powerful body constructed by the divine universe golden tendons, coupled with the endless replenishment of God Cosmos power, he was nearly invincible among those at the same level. After Qin Yun landed on the ground, he entered the nine-sun heaven-raising pagoda, took out 2 white sun divine talismans, and stuck them on the Law Enforcement Realm King's body. He took out several storage artifacts that he had plundered from the saint-level assassins. Here you go, there are many things inside. Qin Yun threw the storage divine tools to the Law Enforcement Realm King. The Law Enforcement Realm King's injuries had also recovered slightly. He began transferring the 40 billion divine universe gold stones into Qin Yun's 9-yang divine soul. There were indeed many good things in the storage divine artifacts of those saint-rank assassins. Moreover, there were several 100 million divine universe golden stones. After the Law Enforcement Realm King handed the 40 billion divine universe gold stones to Qin Yun, he had no complaints. He knew very well that even if Qin Yun did not find him, he would not be able to obtain the 40 billion. Furthermore, he would be killed. The Law Enforcement Realm King never expected that Yu Xieji would join forces with Dark Assassin of Heavenly Secret to rob him. If it weren't for Qin Yun, he would really be finished this time. Their souls have been transferred to the gate of reincarnation by me. The Heaven Secret sect will not know that they are gone for the time being. Qin Yun is holding a few magic mirrors. He can use these magic mirrors to reply to the Heaven Secret's gate. He will temporarily not let them know that their people have been killed. Damn you, Xieji and Heaven's Secret Sect Master. They dare to trick me. The Law Enforcement World King had one of his arms cut off. If he wanted to regrow this arm, he would need to recuperate for a long time. I can't stay in a young ancient clan anymore. The Great Divine Lord and the Heaven Secret Sect Master are both in the young ancient clan. The Law Enforcement Realm King's side. Then I'll introduce you to the Imperial Heaven Sect. After you recover, we'll attack the Heavenly Secret Sect. Qin Yun kept this matter on his mind. All right. The Law Enforcement Realm King nodded his head. He and Qin Yun have an agreement. In the future, He will earn even more Divine Universe Golden Stones for Qin Yun. Under Qin Yun's arrangement, the Law Enforcement Realm King was brought to the Imperial Heaven Sect by Yu Luanhui and became an Outer Sect disciple. The current situation of the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun is very good. Yu Chen has already given up. Yang Dehong is studying the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun and the 4 Divine Suns nearby. After Qin Yun obtained the 40 billion Divine Universe Golden Stones, he returned to the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun and contacted An Wukong to come and take a look. An Wukong is inside the 4 Divine Sunday. He entered the small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun and can sense the situation inside. The spatial runes inside the pawn shop were originally arranged by us alien void race. There's a small amount of spatial origin stone, but that small amount of spatial origin stone has already been used up. An Wukong checked the spatial formation foundation here and said, "So that's how it is. No wonder it suddenly lost effectiveness." Qin Yun nodded his head. "I'll take a small amount from our spatial origin stone. That way, we can activate the spatial runes here." And Wukong said with smile, "Brother, don't worry. This small Heavenly Universe Divine Sun will be able to run around like before very soon. Will this damage your spatial origin stone?" Qin Yun is somewhat worried. After all, it is the root of the alien void race. It won't. Our spatial origin stone will give birth to a small piece of spatial origin stone every once in a while. In a few days, it will give birth to a small piece. I will bring it over at that time." And Wukong said, "Many thanks, Brother-in." Qin Yun promptly expressed his thanks. "No need to be polite." And Wukong laughed and said. Qin Yun and An Wukong chatted for a while and found out that the price of Divine Stone has been constantly rising. And Wukong guessed that there might be a lot of Divine Stone inside the 9 Sun Holy Land. The alien void race sent people to investigate before and determined that the 9 Sun Holy Land has a large reserve of Divine Stone. Now only the small Heavenly Universe, Divine Sun, cannot travel through space, but can still communicate with the Ancient Desolate. The things collected by the Imperial Heaven Pawn Shop can be transferred to the Ancient Desolate through the Ancient Platform and handed over to the Heaven Extermination. And the Heaven Extermination can transfer things from the Ancient Desolate to the Ancient Desolate. After the appearance of the Heaven-splitting sect, Qin Yun did not contact the Heaven Extermination. "Grandpa, are you still alive?" Qin Yun took out the book used for communication and opened the first page. After activating it, he transmitted his voiceover. "How can I die so easily?" The Heaven Extermination chuckled and said, "Little demon, how are you doing in the Divine Desolate?" The Heaven Extermination did not know much about the situation in the Divine Desolate. "It's SOSO." Qin Yun told the Heaven Extermination about the Outerverse invasion and the changes in the 9 Sun Holy Land. Then he talked about the Heaven-splitting ancient race and the Heaven-splitting sect. After listening, the Heaven Extermination said, "Strange, our Ancient Desolate also has a passage that leads to the Outerverse. But no alien life forms come over, so we can go in." "Then have you ever gone in?" Qin Yun is very surprised and hastily asked. "I went in once. There are many planets inside, and there are many Divine Universe Goldstones on each planet. But I did not meet any alien life forms." The Heaven Extermination said, "Grandpa, then why don't you give me some Divine Universe Goldstones? I am very short of them." Qin Yun suddenly became excited. "That passage is very strange. If you carry too many Divine Universe Goldstones on you, you can't go through that passage. So you can only enter the Outerverse to cultivate." Heaven Destroyer said with a smile, "Some old fellows found a lot of ruins over there and fished out some cultivation techniques. I followed them, and now I've also stepped into the Divine Space Realm." "Then what is your cultivation now? Is your Heavenly Pig Roar still useful?" Qin Yun suddenly felt that the Heavenly Pig Roar talisman crystals were no longer useful. Of course, the talisman crystals are useful. I am now at the 3rd level of the Divine Space Realm, and my Divine Space Power limit is 2,000. This time I can only give you 2 talisman crystals. The Heavenly Pig Roar inside is condensed from 2,000 Divine Space Power. The Heaven Extermination Set. Chapter 2894. Qin Yun thought that the ancient desolate was stagnant. He never expected that opportunities would appear as well. Furthermore, it was much better than the divine desolate. The Nine Suns sacred ground of the divine wilderness was a huge threat. The outerverse that was connected to the ancient wilderness did not have any other life forms, and there were also large amounts of divine universe goldstone. It was clear that this was not the outerverse that had invaded the divine wilderness. Heaven Destroyer had improved very quickly, which meant that he had also received a very profound cultivation inheritance. Qin Yun immediately went to the ancient platform to receive the 2 rune crystals. These 2 heavenly pig roar rune crystals were much stronger than the ones before. Even though there's only 2,000 divine space power inside, if the divine space power is used to erupt with divine techniques, the divine space power will also increase by a lot. After these 2 heavenly pig roars are released, it will be able to erupt with at least 4,000 divine space power. Heaven Destroyer said, "Grandfather, can we still go to the ancient wasteland?" Qin Yun really wanted to go to the ancient desolate and enter the outerverse through the ancient desolate's passageway to obtain large amounts of divine universe goldstones. No, it's basically isolated from the divine desolate heavens. As for why it's like this, even I don't know. The Heaven Destroyer sighed. Perhaps a new passageway will appear in the future, but I don't know how long it will take. This made Qin Yun very depressed, as he was in dire need of divine universe goldstones. If he could enter the outerverse and find a random planet, he would definitely be able to cultivate for a very long time. That way, he would be able to quickly increase his cultivation, and he would not need to go around looking for divine universe goldstones. There are a lot of divine universe golden stones, but we need to mine them. This requires a lot of manpower. Heaven Destroyer laughed mischievously and said, "Brat, wait for me to get a good cultivation method, then I will transfer it to you. This is something even more valuable than the divine universe golden stone." All right, the cosmic explosion divine art that Qin Yun was currently using was very good. It allowed him to unleash 3 times the divine cosmic power. Taishur had said that if his divine universe golden tendons were completely strengthened, he would be able to erupt with 4 times his strength. However, at that time, his body would feel a little pain. After Qin Yun obtained 2 heavenly pig roars, he returned to the Imperial Heaven Gate. He wanted to finish strengthening the remaining divine universe golden tendons. After strengthening the remaining divine universe golden tendons, he would be able to step into the 2nd level of the divine universe realm. At that time, he would be able to enter the 9 Sun sacred ground. Qin Yun returned to Imperial Heaven Gate and began cultivating in seclusion. Most of the disciples who had first entered the heaven-splitting sect had now entered the 2nd tier of the divine space realm. Most of them had entered the 9 Suns sacred ground to kill foreign creatures. Qin Yun could be said to be one of the first batch of disciples who had yet to step into the 2nd level of the divine space realm. For example, Yu Shangyun, Xiao Yuelon, and Xiao Yueme have already left for 9 Sun Holy Land. The Lingtian battle team and the Imperial Sky battle team were 2 external battle teams. Apart from Qin Yun, the other members had all entered the 2nd tier of the divine space realm. Furthermore, they had formed a large team with Yu Ming and the other 4 youths, and had followed the elders in for a period of time. Yu Yuan is not in a hurry to let Qin Yun break through, because he feels that a genius inscription master like Qin Yun should just stay here and craft talismans. There's no need to fight and kill. Other than inscription masters and alchemists, no matter how talented they were, they would be forced to fight in the 9 Sun sacred ground. The reason why Qin Yun went in was to search for the miracle. He wanted to find the divine sun cultivation technique to strengthen the divine sun in the 9 Sun divine spirit. Divine suns can release divine cosmos power. If Qin Yun had 9 powerful divine suns, he would not need large amount of divine universe goldstones. 2 days later, Qin Yun consumed 37 billion and finally finished strengthening the remaining Divine Universe Golden Tendons. After strengthening the 108 Divine Universe Golden Tendons, Qin Yun's current upper limit of Divine Cosmos power is 824. With 824 upper limit of Divine Cosmos power, I wonder how much upper limit of Divine Cosmos power I will be able to erupt with. Qin Yun is also secretly looking forward to it. He can now completely break through. Old brother Taisher, after I enter the second level of the Divine Space Realm, will the Divine King Heavenly Seal need to consume 100 billion to evolve? Qin Yun felt a headache when he thought about this 100 billion. Although he consumed a lot of Divine Universe Goldstones in his previous cultivation, it also exceeded 100 billion. However, if he wants to obtain so many Divine Universe Goldstones again, it will be very difficult. Actually, this is not very difficult for Qin Yun. The main thing is that he wants to quickly obtain more. This is very difficult. 100 billion is not a lot. After you enter the second level of the Divine Space Realm, you'll be able to obtain it even faster. Taisher said, "Break through now." Qin Yun is lying on the bed. He used the Divine King Heavenly Seal to press the Divine Cosmos inside his chest and began breaking through. When breaking through, he will consume all of his Divine Cosmos power to attack the Divine Cosmos inside his body. This process is very short for Qin Yun. He only felt a sharp pain in his heart, and the breakthrough was completed. Your Divine Cosmos power has 2 nuclei. Through the Divine Cosmos Explosion Divine Technique, it will become even stronger. Taisher said, Qin Yun is concerned about how much Divine Cosmos power upper limit he can erupt with after entering the second level of the Divine Space Realm. What is my Divine Cosmos power upper limit? He hastily took out the Divine Mirror of Primal Beginning. After seeing that his Divine Cosmos power upper limit is 1200, he immediately jumped up from the bed in joy. It increased by so much. For ordinary people, 500 Divine Cosmos power upper limit is enough to enter the second level of the Divine Space Realm. After 1000 Divine Cosmos power upper limit is enough to enter the third level of the Divine Space Realm. And now that Qin Yun has entered the second level of the Divine Space Realm, his Divine Cosmos power upper limit is 1200. It is higher than others who have just entered the third level of the Divine Space Realm. Other people have 2000 Divine Cosmos power upper limit to enter the fourth level. If I double it, it will be 2400 to enter the third level of the Divine Space Realm. The limit is much higher than others. Qin Yun is worried that he will have to refine this and that, and consume a large amount of Divine Universe Goldstones. I can go to the Sect Master and ask him to arrange for me to enter the 9-Sun Holy Ground. Qin Yun is very much looking forward to entering the 9-Sun Holy Ground. Others have already entered, only he is still in the Imperial Heaven Gate. In the Imperial Heaven Gate, he often heard other disciples talk about the situation of the 9-Sun Holy Ground. They talk about how terrifying those foreign creatures are, which makes his heart itch. Qin Yun directly went to Yu Yuan's residence and vigorously knocked on the door. After Yu Yuan opened the door and saw Qin Yun standing at the door with a smile, he asked, "You little brat, you tricked Yuetchen. This guy just called me yesterday and complained to me. I thought I would have to ask the Sect Master to take action, but I didn't expect that I can handle it myself. Ha ha ha." Qin Yun said with a smile, then stepped into the hall and sat down, crossing his legs. Yu Yuan's expression suddenly changed. He cried out in surprise. "You broke through? What is your situation now? What level of the Divine Space Realm are you?" He can feel that Qin Yun's Divine Cosmos power is not weak, it is more than 1000. Qin Yun was previously in the first level of the Divine Space Realm, but now his Divine Cosmos power is more than 1000, which is normally only the third level of the Divine Space Realm. After Qin Yun broke through, his Divine Cosmos power upper limit is 1200, but he did not fill it up, so now it is only a bit more than 1000. My Divine Cosmos power upper limit is 1200. I am in the second level of the Divine Space Realm. Qin Yun said with smile, "Sect Master, I broke through, What about the reward? You. Quickly, let me check. Yu Yuan is very shocked. He hastily took out several testing tools and let Qin Yun release his divine cosmos power to check. What you need to do next is to strengthen the divine cosmos in your body and raise the upper limit of the divine cosmos power, right? However, Qin Yun was not too worried. With the godly king Heavenly Seal's help, he only needed to earn enough divine universe goldstones to rapidly raise the upper limits of his divine universe powers. Tempering and strengthening the divine universe golden tendons was an extremely difficult task. If others wanted to complete it quickly, it would be very difficult unless they had a fortuitous encounter, invested enough divine universe golden stones, or had good talent. If one's foundation wasn't good enough, then no matter how many divine universe medals he invested, it would be of no use. Imperial Light had previously said that only those with second or third generation bloodline heavenly runes were worth investing a huge amount of resources. That was because their foundation was very good and their growth speed was also very fast. Sect Master, when can I enter the Nine Suns sacred ground? Qin Yun wanted to explore by himself. As far as he knew, entering the Nine Suns sacred ground usually required a group. I will go and ask if there are any groups that have entered recently. Every 2 or 3 days, there will be groups coming in and out. I will contact you at that time and let you follow them in. Imperial Light said, in these 2 or 3 days, you should go around first. Qin Yun immediately left the Imperial Heaven sect and went to the Ling Mansion. He sold the 20 Great Universe Divine Pills and obtained 5 billion Divine Universe Goldstones. Deacon Law Realm King was also called to the Ling Mansion. The Law Realm King came to a secret room in the Ling Mansion. After seeing Qin Yun, he was extremely shocked. The last time he saw Qin Yun was a few days ago. But now, the feeling Qin Yun gave him was even stronger than before. What kind of position do you think Yu Xieji has in the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan? Qin Yun asked the Law Realm King after letting him sit down. I'm not too clear. The reason why she can mix in a good position in the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan should be because she has a good relationship with the Clan Emperor of the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan. Outside, before the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan returned, Yu Xieji had a good relationship with the Heavenly Moon Clan Emperor and joined hands with them to capture the Divine Moon of the Heavens. Qin Yun did not ask Yu Shangyun. If he did, Yu Shangyun would definitely know that he wants to take action against Yu Xieji. From Yu Shangyun, he learned that Granny Taiwe has already received the souls of Shui Yu and Yu Yu from the Heavenly Secret Sect. They are indeed still alive, but their bodies have been destroyed and their souls have been sealed for many years. I want to kill Yu Xieji. We have to lure her out, Qin Yun said. The few saint-level assassins they sent before did not return to report. They must be vigilant. The Law Realm King shook his head and said, they will first guard against me. It will be very difficult to lure them out through me. Then I will go to the Heavenly Secret Sect first. Qin Yun said, the Heavenly Secret Sect is now very well hidden. Even I can't find their hiding space. The Law Realm King said, I can find them, but Yu Xieji's side is not easy to deal with. Qin Yun asked Xian Sha Zi and Chu Wuxing. They have been helping Qin Yun pay attention to Yu Xieji's movements. Moon Xieji is mainly on the Heavenly Heaven's Divine Moon. Inside the Heavenly Moon Ancient Clan, she also goes to the Heavenly Moon Sect outside the Nine Sun Holy Land from time to time. Qin Yun cannot go to these 2 places to make his move. If he is caught, it will be very troublesome. When Yu Shangyun finds out, she will definitely not sit by and do nothing. Qin Yun will have to ask Granny Taiwe for help. Sir Divine King, what is your current cultivation? The Law Realm King suddenly asked out of curiosity. I just entered the 2nd layer of Divine Space Realm. My upper limit of Divine Space Power is 1,200. If I use the Battle God technique to burst out with Divine Space Power, I should be able to burst out to 4,800, 4 times the power. The Law Realm King immediately opened his eyes wide, his face filled with astonishment. just entered the second layer of divine space realm. His upper limit of divine space power was 1200. The Law Realm King is also at the second layer of divine space realm, but he is not over 1000. Not yet. Qin Yun's divine space power can actually burst out 4 times the power. Even in the heaven-opening ancient clan, many awesome people can only burst out 2.5 times. Only a few geniuses can burst out 3 times. Qin Yun's burst out 4 times the power caused the Law Realm King to not dare to believe it. Qin Yun said with smile, 4 times the power is only the basic divine space power. If used together with other cultivation methods, it can increase by at least 1 or 2,000. Then can your body withstand it? The Law Realm King took a deep breath. This is the most inconceivable part to him. Chapter 2896. Qin Yun finally understood the benefits of the Divine Universe Golden Tendons. After refining the Divine Universe Golden Tendons, it allowed his super heaven divine body to withstand an even stronger burst of Divine Universe power without being torn apart. And after strengthening the Divine Universe Golden Tendons, the eruption of Divine Universe power will be able to smoothly circulate through the Divine Universe Golden Tendons. Such as if he didn't have the Divine Universe Golden Tendons as a foundation, he wouldn't even be able to triple his power, much less quadruple it. My body can naturally withstand it. I've already strengthened 108 Divine Universe Golden Tendons. With my strength, can I finish off the Heaven Secrets Sect Master? Said Qin Yun with a smile. It's definitely enough. The Heaven Secrets Sect Master's divine cosmic force is at most around 1223. Moreover, his explosive strength isn't high, and his mortal body isn't as strong as yours. The Law Enforcement World King said, Then how about we go to the Heaven's Fortune Sect together? You deal with the other small fries. Leave the Heaven's Secrets Sect Master to me. The reason Cloud brought along the Enforcement World King was because he wanted him to help him plunder the Heaven's Secrets Gate's wealth. This was because he was more familiar with the people within the Heaven's Secrets Gate. All right, the Law Realm King was naturally very happy. His broken arm had already regenerated, and there was an expert in the Imperial Heaven Sect who helped him recover it. Qin Yun took out the magic mirror and contacted Yu Shangyun to ask where she was. However, she could not contact her, which meant that she had already entered the Nine Sun Sacred Land. The Law Enforcement Realm King found it strange that Qin Yun knew the way to the Heaven Secrets Gate. Tion, the Heaven Secrets Sect, was also a part of the law enforcement world. A long time ago, the Heaven Secrets Sect and the law enforcement world had dealings with each other. However, as the Heaven Secrets Sect became stronger and stronger, it gradually broke away from the law enforcement circle's control. Although it was still part of the law enforcement circle, the Heaven Secrets Sect operated independently. Sometimes, it would secretly compete with the law enforcement circle or snatch their resources. Deacon the Law Realm couldn't suppress the Heaven Secrets Sect, so it could only let them be. If this continued, the Heaven Secrets Sect would become even stronger. In the end, even the Tiongua Orthodoxy would be controlled by the Heaven Secrets Sect. The Law Enforcement Realm King is now explaining to Qin Yun that there are many matters between the Law Enforcement Realm and the Heaven Secrets Gate that Qin Yun doesn't know. Finally, there was the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy, which was now in the Heaven Secrets Sect. It was a very powerful spirit after all. Although it was already weak and could not control the Heaven's divine wilderness, it could still use the myriad realms' divine sun to obtain a very powerful divine universe power. That bastard, the Heaven's Secrets Sect leader, had previously revealed to me that it was impossible for the Nine Yang Law Spirit to take care of such a vast divine wasteland. He needed some subordinates to protect and take care of the divine wasteland's affairs. That's why the Myriad Realms Divine Court and the Great Divine Lord appeared. I don't know what Lord Divine King used Junior Divine King position is for. I only know that the Nine Yang Dharma Spirit plans to raise 3 influences to manage the divine desolate heavens and have them restrain each other. The Law Enforcement Realm King said with a frown. Qin, this was the first time Yin had heard of such a saying. The Nine-Yang Dharma spirit wanted to develop the heavenly rules orthodoxy into its own little brother, and the myriad realms divine court and the great godly lord were also nurtured by the Nine-Yang Dharma spirit. The leader of the heavenly rules orthodoxy is one of the leaders of these three forces? Qin Yin said with a frown. This is not a good thing. This guy's heart is not right. If he is allowed to obtain great power, the divine desolate heavens will definitely not be at peace. The law enforcement realm king said, the heaven's secret sect leader's ambition is very big. He thinks that after he grasps the heavenly rules orthodoxy, he can also be considered one of the divine kings. Right now, he looks like the great godly lord's little brother, but he is always thinking about the great godly lord's heavenly seal. Then what about Yu Xieji? Is she allied with the heaven's secret sect leader? That old, which is an evil spirit. Qin Yin really wanted to get rid of Yu Xieji, but she is still alive and well. Moreover, she even climbed up the big tree of the heavenly moon ancient clan. It should be. Yu Xieji and the heaven's secret sect leader are very close. I suspect that Yu Xieji must have obtained the ability bestowed by the Nine-Yang Law Spirit. That's why she is valued by the heavenly moon ancient clan. The law enforcement realm king warned, Sir Divine King, if you want to make a move against Yu Xieji, it would be best to clarify her situation. As long as we get rid of the heaven's secret sect leader, everything will be fine. Back then, it was in Wukong who located the multi-layered space where the heaven's secret sect was located. He could bring Qin Yun into that very concealed space. No, not long after, and Wukong arrived at the Ling Mansion and met with Qin Yun. The law enforcement realm king was very familiar with Wukong. After all, he was the race emperor of the alien void race. Back then, the alien void race was sealed by the law enforcement realm. And Wukong did not say anything when he saw the law enforcement realm king following Qin Yun. He just did not expect Qin Yun to be able to take down the law enforcement realm king. Such as although the divine wilderness belonged to the heaven-splitting ancient clan, the law enforcement realm king was still rather famous. After all, he had once commanded the winds and clouds. Many of the big shots of the divine wilderness had a deep impression of him. But now, the law enforcement realm king is Qin Yun's slave. Brethren, just send us to the space where the heaven secret sect is located. You don't need to participate in the battle. Qin Yun said, Brother Qin, just the two of you are going to attack the heaven secret sect? I'm not at ease. And Wukong shook his head when he saw only Qin Yun and the law enforcement realm king. The heaven secret sect is very mysterious. The strength of the heaven secret sect master is not weak. Moreover, he is the subordinate of the great divine king. The defense of the entire heaven secret sect must be very strong. We are only going to kill the heaven secret sect master. As long as we kill this guy, the heaven secret sect will be more than half destroyed. Qin Yun said with smile, Brethren, don't worry, I'm also not weak now. And Wukong can only trust Qin Yun. Then, he brought Qin Yun and the law enforcement realm king out of heaven, reaching Divine City, and teleported to a large barren mountain range. Here Qin Yun and the law enforcement realm king don't know where they are, but they can sense that they are very far away from the Nine-Sun Holy Land. Qin Yun and the others followed in Wukong and arrived at a very deep and huge crevice. That space is underground? Qin Yun said in astonishment. It is not underground. It is just that this crevice has a weak point in the space. From this weak point, you can enter a small space. That small space was formed when the Divine Desolate was formed. Many spaces did not completely fuse and formed a spatial gap. And Wukong said, the Heavenly Mystery Sect opened up another space inside that small space. That's why it formed multiple spaces. And Wukong did not only locate the location of the Heaven Secret Sect, he also personally went to investigate. Quickly take us there, Qin Yun said with smile. Brethren, after I take care of the Heaven Secret Sect, do you think I can occupy their territory? Of course you can. That is a very good secret base. It is very safe and can absorb the divine power of the Divine Desolate. The light of myriad realms' divine sun and divine moon can also shine inside. And Wukong laughed loudly and said, "If you can really take it down, our foreign void rays can help you transform it." While speaking, and Wukong took out a white pearl. The pearl trembled for a bit, and the stone wall of the crevice suddenly fluctuated. "It is the weak point in the space that is trembling. We can go in now," and Wukong said. Chapter 2897. And Wukong has already investigated the situation here before, so he can quickly bring Qin Yun and the others through the spatial wall. It looks like he is just casually making a move, but he has been preparing for many days already. When Qin Yun wants to enter the Heaven Secret Sect space, and Wukong only needs to bring Qin Yun over to open the formation he has already prepared. When Qin Yun passed through the spatial wall, he can feel a very strong spatial barrier. And Wukong said that it is a weak point in the space, but without a high-level spatial technique, it is impossible to pass through it. Just even the Heaven Secret Sect doesn't know that there is such a weak point in the space. And Wukong used his innate ability to find it. After all, he is the emperor of the alien race. After entering this small space, everything around them is a vast expanse of whiteness. This is just a crack left behind by the fusion of many spaces. That is why it is so small. There is another entrance here that leads to the next space. That is the real hiding place of the Heaven Secret Sect. The space that Yun had arrived at now was like a spacious mountain crevice. If we enter this space crack, won't we be discovered by them? I want to sneak into the Heaven Secret Sect. I don't want to be discovered by them. Qin Yun is somewhat worried. Nobody knows what is going on inside the Heaven Secret Sect, so they need to sneak in and check out the situation. If there is a strong expert inside, they will arouse the vigilance of the Heaven Secret Sect, and it will be very difficult to kill the Heaven Secret Sect leader. Don't worry, they won't discover us. Although, they can only go to the Heavenly Mystery Sect by entering this space. The Heavenly Mystery Sect has their own teleportation portal. They can directly go to the outside world. They don't need to come to this space. And Wukong laughed and said, "Brother Qin, I have already thought about it for you. Sir Divine King, do I also need to go in? My concealment technique is not very good. I am worried that I will be discovered after going in." Law Enforcement Realm King said in low voice. He is still somewhat afraid of facing the Heaven Secret Sect leader. The Law Enforcement Realm King's strength is not as good as the Heaven Secret Sect leader, not to mention the fact that the Heaven Secret Sect leader has the Heavenly Rule Tao inheritance. Such as, if the Heavenly Rule Tao inheritance and the Heaven Secret Sect leader fuse, then the Law Enforcement Realm King would be even less of a match. This time, Qin is going in not only to kill the Heaven Secret Sect leader, but also to find the Heavenly Rule Tao inheritance. Qin Yun had once been sentenced to death by the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy, so he had always wanted to see for himself what this thing was. The other on the outside, Taishur had said that he could devour Heavenly Rule Orthodoxy. Then you and Brethren stay here for the time being. I will go in and take a look at the situation. When I need you, I will contact Brethren. Qin Yun nodded at Wukong and said, "Bring me in." And Wukong asked Qin Yun for his magic mirror. Then he took out a pearl and fused it into the magic mirror. He said, "This way, we can communicate across space." Yin took the magic mirror and said to Wukong with a smile, "Brethren, if you encounter any danger here, just leave immediately. Don't worry about me." "Got it. We can take care of ourselves." Qin Wukong did not know what method Wukong used, but he directly tore open a crack in the space and said, "Brother, go in after you become invisible. Remember to be quiet." After Cloud became invisible, he retracted his aura and passed through the spatial crack, arriving at the next space. After entering, a very intense white light shone down. It is the light of 6 myriad realms' divine suns. Although the myriad realms' divine suns cannot be seen here, the intense light of the myriad realms' divine sun penetrated through space and turned into white light. Such a sat night, it will be very dark inside, Only the weak light of the heavenly divine moon will be able to shine in. The heavenly secret sect is hiding in many different spaces. They're indeed very well hidden, but this also means that their space is not very big. After Qin Yun entered, he found himself inside a small villa. He did not release his heavenly eye clone to look down from a high place to avoid being discovered. If there was no heaven-opening ancient race, the heavenly secret sect would be one of the top powers in the divine desolate. I did not expect their territory to be so small. Qin Yun very carefully probed around. He felt that this is a very small and exquisite villa. Although the villa is small, the environment is very good. It does not seem crowded, because the heavenly secret sect does not have many people to begin with. Moreover, those heavenly secret assassins stay outside all year round. Only after reaching a certain position can they stay in the heavenly secret sect. For example, king-level secret assassins like Chu Wuxing. Qin in less than an hour. Qin Yun more or less finished looking around. He estimated that there are only a few hundred people in the entire heavenly secret sect, and they're not very strong. Only the central region has not been to yet. The Heaven Secrets sect master should be there. Qin Yun walked towards the middle of the small villa. There is a high ground there. It seems to be on top of a small slope. There is a very grand 10-story building. This building is also the largest building in the small villa. It is presumably the core of the Heavenly Secrets sect. After Qin Yun approached and stepped onto the slope, he discovered a barrier in front of him. Fortunately, he did not continue forward. Otherwise, he would have triggered the barrier and caused a huge commotion. This barrier does not have a very strong resistance. It can be passed through with a bit of force. However, it has a very strong perception. Any fluctuation will cause a huge commotion. The Heavenly Secret Sect Master is really vigilant. He is already in his own nest, yet he is still so worried. Could it be that he is worried that his own people will attack him? If Qin Yun can see through this invisible barrier, then he can handle it. He looking around and seeing that there was no one around, he took out the godly King Heaven Seal and the divine mirror of primordial beginning. Grand Beginning activated the bloodline heavenly rune within the divine King Heavenly Seal and released a special heavenly rune that wrapped around Qin Yun. I will release the power of a type of inscription to wrap you up and disguise you as the inscription inside the enchantment. When you pass through the enchantment, the inscription on the protective barrier will fuse with the inscription on the enchantment, allowing you to deceive the enchantment and not trigger the alarm. He briefly explained the principle. Just like that, Qin Yun held the divine mirror of primordial beginning and the divine King Heavenly Seal and successfully passed through the barrier. Then, he arrived at the foot of the imposing building. It would not be easy to enter this building. The Heaven Secret Sect Master had set up many defenses. Qin threw the divine King Heavenly Seal and the divine mirror of primordial beginning. Yun broke through the rune mechanisms and finally successfully entered the building. After arriving, he took out the divine mirror of primordial beginning and sensed the soul fluctuations released from inside. This will allow him to determine which floor the Heaven's Secret Sect Master is at. It will be convenient for him to directly capture the Heaven's Secret Sect Master. The Heaven's Secret Sect Master is on the 3rd floor. He is with 2 people. The divine mirror of primordial beginning quickly found the floor where the Heaven's Secret Sect Master is. Chapter 2898. Qin Yun is currently on the 1st floor. When he wanted to go to the 3rd floor, he couldn't find the passage. He didn't find any stairs or anything. It should be teleported through a teleportation formation. Qin Yun's 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda is teleported through a teleportation formation. Good. With his rich experience, he quickly found a special teleportation formation. It is hidden very well in a dark room behind a wall. If this goes on, I might be discovered. Qin Yun suddenly felt that it was not easy for him to sneak in here. If it was anyone else, forget about coming here, they would have already been discovered outside. The mechanisms set up by the Heaven Secret Sect Master are all formations and enchantments set up with runes. Qin Yun, who is proficient in runes and with the help of Tai Shi, can easily deceive those mechanisms. He has already arrived at the third floor. On this third floor, he is still very careful. Indeed, there's a passage with floor tiles. Every floor tile has runes. If someone steps on it, it will immediately alert the Heaven Secret Sect Master. Qin Yun's body is still wrapped in runes. Then he floated through the passage and arrived outside a secret room. The Heaven Secret Sect Master was in the room with two other people. Qin Yun took out the divine mirror of primal beginning and placed it on his ear. This way, he can hear the conversation inside the secret room. Sect Master, the Heavenly Rules Tao Orthodoxy will soon be completely under your control. At that time, even if you are not as good as the great Divine King, you won't be too bad. The one who spoke is an old man. His voice is very hoarse. Yu Xieji's 40 billion Divine Universe golden stones have already been placed in the basement. I have to say, this woman is truly generous. She is willing to lend 40 billion to Sect Master. Another person said, this is a middle-aged man. Hearing this, Qin Yun is secretly happy. Yu Xieji helped the Law Enforcement Realm King sell the ownership of the Little Heavenly Universe Divine Sunday. In total, she sold it for 80 billion Divine Universe golden stones, but gave the Law Enforcement Realm King 40 billion. If today, Yu Xieji's 40 billion was actually lent to the Heaven Secret Sect Master. How is Yu Xieji generous? You don't know. She charged a very high interest. If I return it in the future, I will need to pay 50 billion, and I have to pay it all within a year. If it takes more than a year, the interest will increase by another 10 billion. Moreover, she borrowed several saint-level assassins from me to capture the Law Enforcement World King. She wanted to steal the 40 billion points from him. But now, there's no news of those saint-level assassins. I've truly suffered a great loss. The Heaven Secrets Sect Master cursed. What a sinister person. We have to be on guard against her. Will she set her sights on the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy? Said the old man. She had been eyeing it for a long time, but she didn't have the strength to take it away. Otherwise, she would have gotten it long ago. The Heaven Secret Sect leader sneered. I will soon be able to control the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy, and at that time, I will be a subordinate of the Nine-Yang Law Spirit. After becoming its subordinate, I will be able to obtain its support, and the great Divine King will not dare to show me any face. No matter if it's the Law Enforcement World King or the Heaven's Secret Sect Master, they have long been unhappy with the great Divine King. They all want to step on his head. It can be seen that the great Divine King's attitude towards them is also very bad, which is why they are disgusted. Thank you, two elders, for helping me gather 10 billion Divine Universe golden stones. Adding Yu Xieji's 40 billion, it's 50 billion. The Heaven Secret Sect Master said, once this is done, I will definitely not treat the two elders unfairly. Sect Master, we still need 50 billion Divine Universe golden stones. We will definitely gather them as soon as possible. I wish you great success. The middle-aged man laughed. I really didn't expect that the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy would actually need so many Divine Universe golden stones. But this is nothing, after all. The Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy can make my soul stronger. A mere 100 billion is nothing at all. As long as my soul is strong enough, I can fly in the sky and burrow into the earth, and have a strong perception. I can earn even more Divine Universe golden stones, said the Heaven's Secrets Sect Master. Qin Yun is even more excited in his heart. The Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy can actually strengthen the soul. However, it requires 100 billion Divine Universe golden stones to obtain this ability. Qin Yun has long cultivated the Heavenly Soul and Heavenly Soul, but his soul is still not strong enough. After entering the Divine Universe realm, his mental soul power is indeed much weaker than the Divine Universe power. He asked Tai Shi how to strengthen his soul and make his mental power stronger, but Tai Shi didn't have any good methods. He only told him to comprehend it himself through the divine Moon Tao idol or the mental nethermoon. Qin Yun is not in a hurry to rush in because it is rather troublesome to enter the secret room. Heaven after the Heaven's Secrets sect master finished talking with the two elders, he opened the door. The moment he opened the door, Qin Yun immediately used the sky-piercing fingers power. Moreover, he used the exploding universe divine art to increase it by 3 times. He used 1,000 divine universe power, erupted with 3,000 divine universe power. Sky-piercing fingers power increased by at least 800. In total, he is close to 4,000 divine universe power. The Heaven's Secrets sect master never expected that the moment he opened the door, he would be attacked by such a powerful attack. This is the Heaven's Secrets sect. Moreover, it is in his building filled with mechanisms. Heaven's Secrets, the Heaven's Secrets sect master spent a great deal of effort to arrange his residence, so that even a mosquito can't fly in, but now someone still came in. The sky-piercing fingers power shot out and penetrated the Heaven's Secrets sect master's head. Then, under Qin Yun's control, it turned and penetrated the two elders' heads. Finally, it hit the wall and produced a loud sound. Heaven's Secrets sect master, the Heaven's Secrets sect master's head exploded and his soul immediately flew out. In that instant, he also saw the person who attacked him. It is Qin Yun, who he hated to the bone. Qin Yun came knocking on his door, causing the Heaven's Secrets sect master to feel fear in his heart. Because Qin Yun's strength is very powerful, it is very difficult to resist the thousands of divine universe power that he instantly released. Qin Yun released the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron. The cauldron's mouth is pitch black, and a black whirlpool appeared. As Qin Yun poured in the nether sun divine universe power, the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron's devouring power became even stronger. It has to be known that the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron was bestowed with an extremely strong devouring power by the divine king heavenly seal. When used together with the nether sun divine universe power, the effect became even better. Heaven sect master Ji's soul wanted to escape, but it was immediately locked by Qin Yun. In the blink of an eye, the white soul was sucked into the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron's black devouring vortex. The souls of the two elders outside are even weaker. The moment Qin Yun released the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron, their souls were sucked into the cauldron. That Heaven Secrets sect master is finished. I wonder where he hid the heavenly rules orthodoxy. Qin Yun planned on heading to the basement to take a look because there were 50 billion divine universe goldstones there. Brother Primordial Beginning, can you sense where the heavenly rules Tao orthodoxy is? Qin Yun took out the divine mirror of grand beginning. He suddenly felt that the heavenly rules orthodoxy needed a large amount of divine universe metal. This was very similar to the divine mirror of primal beginning. I can, but I will need some time. Go to the underground storehouse and retrieve the divine universe gold stones first. The divine mirror of primal beginning said, as long as I find the heavenly rules orthodoxy, I can immediately devour it and obtain its power. The heavenly rules Tao orthodoxy can strengthen a person's soul. Such an ability is not bad. The Heaven Secrets sect master said that the soul can soar into the sky and burrow into the ground. What benefits can it bring? Qin Yun was no longer afraid of any traps. He directly teleported to the underground vault. Chapter 2899. Qin Yun captured the Heaven Secrets sect master and the two elders here without causing any big commotion. Usually, only the Heaven Secrets sect master was in this building. Today, he had a meeting with the two elders, so he let them in. Because there are many barriers outside the building, even if Qin Yun made a lot of noise, it wouldn't be able to reach the outside. Just like that, the Heaven Secrets sect master was captured by Qin Yun, and no one else in the Heaven Secrets sect noticed. Now it seems that no one knows that I captured the Heaven Secrets sect master. His soul is undying and indestructible. I can't completely destroy his soul. I can only use soul lost, due to erase his consciousness and memories. When Qin Yun went to the basement, he suddenly thought of a plan. If he can obtain the heavenly law Tao orthodoxy and use its ability, he can completely impersonate the Heaven Secrets sect master, and the other disciples of the Heaven Secrets sect won't suspect him. The Heaven Secrets sect master was usually too mysterious, causing many disciples to not have seen him before. Only the elders and a few other titled heavenly venerables have seen the Heaven Secrets sect master. As long as he gets rid of them, Qin Yun can control the entire Heaven Secrets sect without being discovered. Adding the law enforcement realm king, it can be said that Qin Yun has complete control over the entire Heaven Secrets sect. I really didn't expect that after so many twists and turns, I actually became the hidden boss of the Heaven Secrets sect. Qin Yun held the heavenly lion-dragon suppressing cauldron in his hand and transmitted his voice into it. Qin Yun, you anti-heaven thief, quickly let me out. If anything happens to me, even if the heavenly law, Tao, orthodoxy self-destructs, it will still kill you. The Heaven Secrets sect master's powerful soul angrily said. The law enforcement realm king is already my subordinate. I was the one who saved him from the hands of your saint-level assassins. That's right, in my cauldron, there are also the souls of those saint-level assassins. Qin Yun chuckled and said, Heaven Secrets sect master, no one knows that you have been captured by me. With my strength, I can completely replace you. You bastards, shut up. No one can replace me. Quickly let me out, and I can let the heavenly law, Tao, orthodoxy, spare your life. Heaven Secrets sect master is infuriated to the extreme. Qin Yun, the person he hates the most, wants to take over the entire Heaven Secrets sect. Just thinking about it makes him explode in anger. One must know that this Heaven Secrets sect was run by the Heaven Secrets sect master for many years, and he even obtained the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy. He was about to obtain the recognition of the Nine-Yang Law Spirit and be on equal footing with the great Divine Lord. But now all of this had vanished into thin air. I'll be collecting the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy soon, but before that, I need to go to the underground vault and collect the billions Yushiji gave you. Ha ha! Qin Yun's heartfelt laughter entered the cauldron, infuriating the Heaven Secrets sect master. Don't even think about getting my things. There's a barrier in the basement. If you touch it, you'll definitely cause a huge commotion. The Heaven Secrets sect master furiously shouted. You won't be able to escape from the Heaven Secrets sect. The Heaven Secrets sect master kept trying to scare Qin Yun, but Qin Yun did not fall for it. Heaven Secrets sect master wanted to know how Qin Yun managed to sneak in. He believed that the defense of his Heaven Secrets sect could be said to be watertight. He had gone through so many years and painstakingly set up so many traps, but Qin Yun still managed to barge in. Qin Yun, who had already arrived at the entrance of the underground vault, felt extremely puzzled. The Heaven Secrets sect master was so vigilant. It was obvious that he was worried that someone would plot against him. Heaven Secrets sect master, why are you hiding so well? Even in the multiple spaces, your own residence is still filled with traps. What exactly are you guarding against? Qin Yun asked the doubt in his heart. Don't even think about knowing. The Heaven Secrets sect master said angrily. I've already arrived at the entrance of the underground vault. I'll immediately open the door and go in. I want to see what other good stuff there is inside other than the Divine Universe Golden Stone. Qin Yun chuckled. The Heaven Secrets sect master was so angry that he did not say another word. The other two elders were also trembling. They had no idea what had happened. At that time, when the Heaven Secrets sect master had just opened the door, they saw the Heaven Secrets sect master's dog head explode. Then, in the next moment, they felt their own head shatter. After that, they were sent into this pitch-black sealed space. Their souls were unable to escape this space. When they heard Qin Yun's voice, they realized that the one who killed them was Qin Yun. Furthermore, he had instantly killed the three of them. One of the reasons why the Heaven Secrets sect master was so angry was because he was jealous of Qin Yun's formidable strength. According to his understanding of Qin Yun had not participated in the exchange battle for long. At that time, Qin Yun only had an upper limit of 500 divine universe power. But not even a few days had passed, and Qin Yun had instantly killed the three of them in one move. This caused them to have no time to estimate how high Qin Yun's divine universe power was. At that time, Qin Yun had instantly released nearly 4,000 divine universe power. As for the Heaven Secrets sect master and the two elders, they did not even have the slightest defense. The sky-piercing finger's penetrating power was extremely strong. Piercing through the Heaven Secrets sect master's head consumed less than 1,000 divine universe power. As for the remaining divine universe power, it was more than enough to pierce through the two elders' heads. Qin Yun used the Divine King Heavenly Seal and the Primal Beginning Divine Mirror to easily open the basement's door. It was very spacious inside. It was actually a secret space room. Heaven Secrets sect master, you sure have a lot of divine universe metal stones. It's like a golden sea of sand. I'll kindly accept these 50 billion divine universe metal stones. Qin Yun chuckled as he walked into the basement. After entering, he discovered a very powerful soul fluctuation surging over. Furthermore, it was extremely dangerous. It's the Heavenly Rules Tao Orthodoxy. Taisher's voice immediately transmitted into Qin Yun's mind. He looked very anxious. Danger! Qin Yun did not understand the Heavenly Rules Tao Orthodoxy. He thought that it was just a spiritual body. Now that he sensed it at such a close distance, he discovered that it was actually such a terrifying spiritual body. Whoosh! A gust of wind blew. A powerful soul was approaching. Qin Yun was wearing a heavenly hat, but he could still feel his soul trembling from the powerful soul pressure. He immediately raised the Divine King Heavenly Seal. Qin Yun, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. An aged voice came. Waiting for me? You want to kill me, this anti-heaven thief? Qin Yun did not see the Heavenly Rules Tao Orthodoxy. He only sensed a powerful soul nearby. Kill you? Why would I want to kill you? The aged voice said with laughter. I worked hard for many years, meticulously planned and mobilized so many people to create such a heaven-defying person like you. Qin Yun said coldly, don't tell me that you deliberately transmitted the prophecy that I, Qin Yun, would die. That's right, I did it on purpose. I did it to pressure you. After all, you are the person that the Nine-Yang Law Spirit has chosen. You will definitely become stronger in the face of adversity. Sure enough, you have grown to become very powerful. The old voice laughed loudly. My many years of painstaking effort were not in vain. Chapter 2900. Qin Yun suddenly thought of the Empyrean supremacies. Back then, he seemed to be this happy. It made Qin Yun suspect that the Empyrean supremacies had the consciousness of the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy. You seem very happy. Don't tell me you want to devour me, like the Empyrean supremacies? Qin Yun had to admit that his body was indeed very strong. You've experienced a lot. You're like a treasured sword that has been tempered thousands of times. Not everyone can be like you, going through so many trials and not dying. In my eyes, you are a divine weapon that has been tempered thousands of times. Now we have finally met. Then you're bound to become a sharp weapon in my hands, and you'll accompany me to conquer the world and help me take control of the universe. The Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy became more excited as it spoke. Its powerful soul fluctuations caused the vault to tremble slightly. Qin Yun knew that the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy needed a very strong body to transform into a human. Back then, he thought that the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy needed to fuse with the Heaven Secrets sect master. He never expected that the Heaven Secrets sect master would be the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy's bait. Be it the Heaven Secrets sect master, the Enforcer Realm King, or Yu Xieji, they were all influenced by the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy. They believed that Qin Yun was a traitor who was bound to die. The Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy recorded that Qin Yun was bound to die. It also described that if Qin Yun was alive, he would be a huge threat. If Qin Yun did not die, they would intervene and kill him to fix the heavenly rules orthodoxy. The heavenly rules orthodoxy also hinted that whoever could fix the heavenly rules orthodoxy and kill Qin Yun would be rewarded by the heavenly rules orthodoxy. As a result, they had formed a grudge with Qin Yun. If Qin Yun did not die, he would become very strong when he matured. In the end, the Enforcer Realm King, Yu Xieji, and the Heaven Secret Sect Master would be taken down by Qin Yun one by one. Once Qin Yun took them down, it would mean that he had completed the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy's training. He would reach the ideal state in all aspects. I was first created to take the Empyrean Supremacy's place to suffer, right? Qin Yun recalled the Empyrean Supremacy's experiences. Back then, Qin Yun was seen as a tool of the Empyrean Supremacy's. After Qin Yun's suffering, he became very strong in all aspects. Then the Empyrean Supremacy's would devour Qin Yun and obtain everything of him. In the end, it was the venerable sovereigns of all heavens who were devoured. That was just a prelude. Actually, the venerable sovereigns in the heavens were the real tools. I was just using them to stimulate your growth. You did well. You successfully killed him and devoured him. Heavenly Rule Orthodoxy laughed. Then what about the former Heavenly Tao? Asked Qin Yun with a frown. I was the one who asked the previous heavenly axiom to recommend you to the Nine Yang Dharma Spirit. The Nine Sons Dharma Spirit wanted to nurture a trustworthy person to resolve the problem in its heart and help it overcome its own tribulation. Therefore, the Nine Sons Dharma Spirit sent the Nine Sons Goddess to help you grow. The Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy said, the entanglement between you and the Nine Sons Divine Maiden over the years has allowed you to experience more hardships. That's why you're here today. Qin Yun only frowned and did not say anything. If not for this, he would not have met Xiao Yuelon and company. It was obviously arranged for him to become a Yang god. It could be said that his entire life had been arranged clearly. Qin Yun sighed softly. He thought that after killing the venerable sovereigns, he would be able to escape. He never expected that the venerable sovereigns were also pawns. The Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy is the real mastermind. You said that I am a sharp sword that has been tempered thousands of times, but have you ever thought that my sword is too sharp and might kill you? Said Qin Yun with a smile. I'm the sword forger. Everything about you is under my control. You can't hurt me. Now that you have reached large success, you can follow me to conquer the world, said the Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy with a smile. You and I both understand sword forging very well. Some people, in order to forge a good sword, don't hesitate to jump into the furnace and sacrifice their life to make the sword even more perfect. Qin Yun said with a smile, Sword forger, I believe that I have not reached large success. Moreover, I am still far from perfection. You should sacrifice yourself to make my sword even stronger. It seems like you want to devour me, your master. Not bad, not bad. You are indeed a rare, peerless weapon. My years of hard work have not been in vain. Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy's laughter rang out. Qin Yun said, No matter what, I am very grateful to you, the sword forger. In order to thank you, I will definitely become the strongest person in this world. I believe this is what you want to see. In order to become stronger, I need your support. Quickly help me. Sacrifice yourself and help me become the strongest person. You're just a tool, and I'm a master of this tool. You should be the one submitting to me, pledging allegiance to me, becoming my weapon. Under my control, you will become even stronger. Only I can unearth the hidden power in your body. Heavenly Rule Orthodoxy's voice grew colder. Looks like we'll have to have a good fight to decide who's going to be whose stepping stone. Qin Yun suddenly laughed and said, Since you control my life, do you think I can defeat you? Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy said with sneer, I know very well how strong you are. You can't defeat me. Your divine cosmos power is very strong, and you even finished strengthening 108 divine cosmos golden tendons, but you are far from being my opponent. After all, I am the heavenly rules orthodoxy that once ruled over all living beings in Nine Desolate. Then who is stronger, you or a Nine-Sun Law Spirit? Chinyan asked. The Nine Suns Dharma Spirit has already split into a Nine Suns Evil Spirit. They are currently fighting. This will be a long process. Once the winner is decided, the loser will be devoured by the winner. When that happens, I might be able to control the Nine Suns Dharma Spirit and rule this world again, said Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy. Then have you ever experienced the division between good and evil? Chinyan suddenly became very curious. He believes that Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy must have also experienced this. Of course I have. In the end, evil won, I devoured good. You Sheji also won because evil won. Actually, good can't defeat evil. As a supreme being that rules over all living beings, it must be cold, cruel, merciless, bloodthirsty. Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy said, in the future, Nine Sun Law Spirit will send down all kinds of heavenly calamity to destroy most of the living beings it created. The reason it did this is because it is in a bad mood. Qin Yun is startled. He suddenly thought of Nine Sun Divine Maiden. Nine Sun Divine Maiden and Nine Sun Law Spirit have a close relationship. It can be said that they are controlled by Nine Sun Law Spirit. To you living beings, we are the heavens. In our eyes, you are the livestock we raise. Of course, only those living beings with considerable power are considered livestock. Other weak living beings are just ants that can be slaughtered at will. The heavenly Tao is merciless. This is how it is. Heavenly Rules Orthodoxy said with sneer. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.